Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shade.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shade. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night. Shay, on Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shade.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shade.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, you guys, welcome to Shades 2 Late Night Owls Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to everyone in the bushes, everyone who watched this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. What's going on, Jermaine? Anyway, you guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, leave a comment, and hype this video up. If you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, Cash App donation at $Shades2, or cop yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys being here. And I hope you guys having a beautiful night or a beautiful morning. Happy and blessed Friday to you. All right. So tonight we're just going to go over some more information regarding Karmelo Anthony, and we going to look at that video again because Jermaine saw some things in that video, and we're going to take a look at it and see what he is talking about. Before we start, though, let me just tell you guys to get you a comfortable seat or lay in the bed. If you are at work, continue to do your job. Just watch or listen to me on the download. The copyright disclaimer is going across that screen, and the entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area of this video. All right, let's go ahead and put our music on in the background like always. We're not going to be in here tonight super long like we did all the other nights, okay? So that's what we're gonna do tonight, okay? Because I'll be going to bed too late and I have to get up and go to work tomorrow. So okay, let me change this banner real quick. Okay, so anyway, before I even show y'all that video, I want to talk about this 35-year sentence that they did give him, and talk about some of the reasons why they think this sentence is just too harsh. Okay. Anyway, they think that it's too harsh. One of the reasons why they think it's too harsh is because of his young age and the rejection of a sudden passion defense and broader issues of racial inequity in the justice system. Anyway, his 35-year sentence is pretty much heavily debated, and that's for many different reasons. Like I said, number one, the age of the offender. Anthony was a teenager, 17 years old at the time of this incident, and then 19 at his trial and sentencing, meaning this sentence effectively takes away the entirety of his young adulthood. And then the rejection of sudden passion. The defense argued that Anthony acted under sudden passion, which would have reduced the maximum punishment to 20 years. The jury rejected this claim, opting to hand down a severe punishment closer to the minimum end of the state's board first-degree murder range, 5 to 99 years or life. Then you got the racial disparities. Advocates have condemned the sentence, noting that juries in similar cases involving non-Black defendants have sometimes handed down lesser sentence or probation. This has sparked conversations about inherent biases in the justice system. And then the next one is controversial jury selection. And during the trial, the prosecution used preemptory strikes to remove the final 3 Black potential jurors, citing that they were educators. This led to intense criticism from advocates who argued it denied Anthony the right to be tried by a jury of his peers. Anyway, they said while the 35-year sentence is severe, Anthony will be eligible for parole after serving half of his sentence, which amounts to roughly 17 and a half years, which is still a long time. I don't know why everybody act like 17 years is not that long. You know, all these people talking, some of these people will not be around in 17 years. So much can happen in 17 years, okay? They act like it's like a walk in the park. Woo! KK, what is it? Karen, you need to come on out here tonight, girl. You really do. Use another profile name or something. You know what I'm saying? And another, you have to change a lot of stuff if you get on here tonight, okay? But you know how to do it. I'm sure you do. But anyway, getting back to Karmelo Anthony and his sentence. Again, those are all the reasons why they think that his sentence was too harsh. I think that his sentence is too harsh too, because like I told y'all the other night, he has never been in trouble, no criminal background, not one thing. Okay. He's been a good young man all these years leading up to this incident last year. Okay. Did good in school, did good at his job, just did everything like he's supposed to do it. Okay. And the main thing is no criminal background or anything. So usually when you have someone who commits an offense and they have never been in trouble or anything, sometimes they don't give them no harsh sentence like this. Okay. I didn't get a chance to tell you guys about like 4 or 5 people that we researched. They did more than Karmelo Anthony, okay? And they got lesser sentence. I mean, been in and out of prison and everything, and they still got a lesser sentence than Karmelo Anthony. So for me, it's something wrong with that. Okay, it's something severely wrong with that. 35 years and no criminal record or anything. Anyway, Jermaine looked at that video again and examined it. And where did you put that video at? You sent it on, where did you put it on, Jermaine? TikTok or what? Because we're going to take a look at this video and take a look at what he was saying to me about this video and what he saw in it. Let me look over here and see if you shared it on TikTok. You may have it on, you got it on pressure points, don't you? Let's go and look. Present, share screen. That. Okay, let's go to pressure point and see if we can find it. Let me go to my YouTube channel. It's right down here, but I'm gonna get the thing. Did you put it up on here? What did you do with it, Jermaine? Where did you send the video at? Or did you put it on TikTok? Let's see. Not on TikTok, I mean on Shorts. Okay, so here it is right here. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this video, okay? Let's see. So it said, pay attention to the movement behind Austin. Now, I remember we was looking at this video yesterday, you know, over and over again. And I was telling you guys, I see someone else there. It looks like someone else is there. So let's look at this real quick.
He started getting aggressive.
Not
He started getting aggressive. He started getting.
Okay. So that's Austin right there. As y'all can see the arrow. Okay. And then I want you to write in the chat what you was telling me about this, Jermaine. So that's Austin. Austin didn't attack until after the first kid. So another kid attacked first. And this video is enlarged. So Austin did not attack until after the first kid. So you said pay attention to the movement behind Austin. And let's pay attention to that. Oh, yeah. So I don't understand how they claim, oh, yes. I don't understand how they claim, oh, yeah, you see him back there. Okay, listen. I don't know how they claim only one person was in this altercation. It looks like I said last night, it looks like way more than one or two people. It looks like three people. There's Austin. There's the other person right over there. Yep. Jermaine, you really been looking at this video, huh? Like I told y'all before, I just don't believe that all of the truth is out. I really, truly don't. And I don't understand how the jury can look at this video and not see the things that we see in this video. I don't understand it. I'm going to go back tonight too, and I want to play that man who told what he saw last year, okay? Before all these other people started coming out. Look at all that. This was not just a simple push. I just want to let you guys know that, okay? It wasn't just a simple push, all right? It was a whole physical altercation involving some pushing, looked like some punching and everything. And 3 people, period. At least 3 people. Okay, let's stop this. We're going to read this comment over here. It's more than one person. It definitely is. Okay, now let's go back over here. Let's stop this real quick. Now let's go back to TikTok. Okay, because I want to show y'all that video. And I hope you wrote everything in the chat, like I told you to do, so I can read that. So we're going to go back to that dude who told us what happened, what he saw. And then think about that video you just saw. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if I can pull him up. I'm looking for that black dude. I cannot remember what his name. Y'all was showing these people right here. I want to see that black dude. Let's see if I can pull him up. I showed it not too long ago. Do you remember his name, Jermaine? Let me see him. Let's see if I can find that real quick, y'all. See if we can pull it up. Also, I want to let you guys know they have some more false stuff presented online about Karmelo Anthony's lawyer. We looked that up and didn't find anything from major news sources that indicated what that was put in a daily, I think it's called the Daily Wire, was true. Okay, so that's another false report. So when y'all see that shit, do not believe that. Don't believe it unless you see it on TMZ or the regular news. NBC, ABC. Okay, now I'm looking for this dude who from last year. I cannot find him. Let me see. Like I said, I had him up here once before. Let's see. Let me see if I can type this a different kind of way. Let me see. Witness who saw. Let's see. They put him up. Can't find that black dude nowhere. See this dude right here? We haven't seen him. I'm looking for the black dude with the 2 young kids. Let me put it at the stadium. He's talking about. Let's see if you remember. Yeah, I already got it, Jermaine. I told you write down everything he was talking about regarding that. I did not see that. I don't remember that dude's name. Do you remember the name of the daggone the video? So we didn't see her yet, but that's the other witness. Let's see what they say right here real quick.
Karmelo Anthony case, and I have to let y'all.
When I was 17 years old,
I was facing 31 years to life in prison for an attempted murder charge with a 25-year gun enhancement. In a similar situation with another 17-year-old. I really wanted to stitch the comments because some of the stuff that are being said, like why didn't this person testify or whatever. But the first thing that I want to highlight is that throughout the investigation, throughout like building a defense and a trial and sitting around waiting to go to trial, like there's a lot of different moving parts. So originally I had a public defender. And it wasn't until after I sat in the county jail for a year that I was able to get a private attorney. And then different evidence started to come to the forefront. Now, one of the things that I got that I didn't get before was a tape recording of one of the witnesses. And this witness was a guy that was with me and a friend of mine. And he made like 2 or 3 different statements, and some of them like did not align with the other statements. But the first statement that was given was recorded. And in this recording, he says in the beginning of the interview, "Oh, you mean the guy with the knife?" And this is referring to the guy that I shot.
Damn.
But you couldn't hear it unless you paid close attention because it was static. That was so loud that if it wasn't for my lawyer replaying it multiple times, we would not be able to catch what was said. Now, with that information, there was nothing that was investigated to see if there was a knife. And how this can be seen is that, and throughout all the rest of the investigation, the discovery that we had, there was nothing mentioned of a knife to be investigated. Like the crime scene itself, it was documented that it was 31 or 29 minutes that they were on the scene investigating the scene. Now, that could have been like taking pictures, that could have been doing a bunch of random things. But one thing that I do know for sure is that they never did an investigation to find any other materials that could be linked to the case. How I could prove that is this. It was also shown within my case that I used a 9mm handgun, or a handgun that would essentially produce shell casings, or they would project them as I was shooting. Now, these are important factors throughout my trial because my attorney was building 2 defenses for me at the same time. 1, self-defense, and 2, that I was not attempting to murder this guy. But the primary one is the attempt murder, because the attempt murder charge is what carries the 25-year enhancement. So my defense attorney's primary goal throughout the entire argument of the trial was to double down and make sure that it was not shown that I was attempting to murder this guy. One of the things that we were trying to prove is that I purposely aimed at the lower extremities of this person to prevent this person from coming after me. And the state was trying to prove that no, I was trying to kill this dude and my intents were to kill this dude. And how they did this in trial was try to say that I shot at this guy's head. Now, how can they prove that? There's no cameras. There was just 2 of their witnesses that got up and said they felt a buzzing noise go past their head, and they barely got out of the way of the bullet, like some Matrix shit. There's no slugs or anything that they could find or be reasonable for them to find, right? But he was shot 4 times. Every shot that I shot hit him. But they're saying that I shot more times. But they're trying to prove that by something that is hard to disprove, like a bullet going past someone's head. How can you like prove that without there being something behind them, like a wall with a bullet hole, like that's at that's about where the head would be, or that there was more projectiles that were recovered? but they never recovered any shell casing. So this shows that they didn't even bother to find the shell casings because that did not work in the favor of their case, which would also show that they could have found the knife on the scene if the knife was left at the scene. Now, back to the original witness that I was talking about, they intentionally investigated this dude multiple times for them to get different answers from him to make him seem as if he was a inconsistent witness. So by having that and knowing that, my defense attorney did not want to bring a witness on the stand that was inconsistent. So it was something that sucked on our behalf because I could not get this witness on the stand for me. And it's something that worked in their favor because purposely the police did this as a tactic on top of tampering with evidence. And another thing when it comes to a self-defense, right, is that there is many other factors that surround the issue, like who's the aggressor, who started it, what were the circumstances that led up to this, because that could, one, prove if it was an intentional thing that happened and if it fits the guidelines of self-defense. Now, something that they brought onto my trial is that could I have ran away opposed to shooting the guy? Was I the one who instigated the situation? Did I do things to try to de-escalate the situation? And like, what are my thinking patterns? What are my motives? Essentially, I end up beating the attempted murder, but I did not beat the next charge, which I end up getting sentenced to 10 years in prison. So a lot of people seen that as a win, as I didn't get the minimum 31-year charge. So throughout my process of sitting in prison, I got back on post-conviction and I almost got back in court. But I had already did 8 years out of that sentence. And if I would have got back in trial, all the old charges would have got back up. And I potentially could have been recharged with the attempt murder and convicted of the attempt murder, getting in that 31 years. So I just chucked it up as a loss. Where in Karmelo's case is that he has nothing to lose but to keep fighting this through appeals in different courts. So all this new evidence that is coming to the forefront is actual works in his favor. I do believe that he's going to get back and get out, hopefully.
Finally, y'all, a witness came out and made a statement in the Karmelo Anthony case.
Okay. So now, I want to see all these other videos real quick too. Okay. So one video, hold on, let me just send this to myself. Don't let these people don't be tripping as I'm sharing this stuff. Now these content, well, I can just read this. Wait, hold on, let me just send this to myself first. Let me see, how do I say? Let me send this to myself real quick. Man, I should have liked this. Hold on, y'all, hold on for 1 second. Now, hopefully all these videos, I was still looking for this other dude. So, there's some videos online, hey, A-Dub, where it shows people doing a dance made after Austin getting, unalive. I mean, that's pretty harsh, okay, you guys? I don't understand how people are making dances out of that situation, that incident. But at the same time, they're also making videos about Karmelo Anthony. And I'm wondering if these are grown-ass people doing this. Okay, it's not cool. I mean, how are you making videos dancing, a dance, like when he got, Al? Okay, and then how are you making videos about Karmelo and his situation? And like I said, I just believe it's a lot of grown people doing this. I really, truly do. If kids are doing this, they are immature. Okay, but a grown-ass person, that is on another level, period. I think it's disgusting all the way around. So let's go ahead and look at these other videos real quick. Let me see, because I just sent them to myself. Let's see. Okay, let's look at these first. So in this first video, right? on, what is that? Well, no, hold on. I can't even mute this. Okay. So in this, sorry about that noise right there too, but in this video right here, this is the video, it's the thing that everybody was talking about when that boy right there appeared to put something in the garbage can and then run off. And that was, he did this as Karmelo was running out. So when I see this now, because before I really wasn't paying attention to this kid running to the garbage can, exactly what was he throwing in that garbage can? It makes you wonder now, what was he throwing away in that garbage can? It's kind of weird. You run into the garbage can and throw something away in the middle of this altercation, and while this dude is running. Let's see what they're saying here. I don't know if he's putting anything in the garbage, though. I don't know. At first, I thought when he ran up to it, he just pushed the garbage can and then ran right back. So I don't know if he put anything in there. Because he go right here, running down. It doesn't look like he was trying to run behind Karmelo, though. But you really can't tell. But it doesn't look like he was running behind Karmelo, because Karmelo came down this way. If he was running behind him, I think he would have probably went around and just ran behind him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here with him putting something on a trash can. I think he actually did put some in that trash can. You look at it real good. Let's look at this real good. Yeah, he put something in the trash can. I think he did. And I wonder, exactly what did he put in there. No telling. No telling. Let's look at the next video. Let's see what this one is right here. So in this video right here, they claim that this guy right here is security. Okay. I don't know, because when I looked at the original video, I did see a guy over there, but I did not think it was security. I thought it was just a kid, okay, or something. So I don't know. I think this may not be 100%. I don't know. Because we do have the video. We just showed it 1,000 times. 1,000 times. So I doubt very seriously this would be a security officer right here, especially if these kids over here are bickering. You know what I'm saying? This security officer would have came over there and stopped the whole entire thing. So I don't believe, and I'm going to say I don't believe this is a security guard over here, okay? Period. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Now they said that you see this. Let's see what they're talking about right here. We know that's Karmelo right there. So this is the same guy. This is a kid right there, see? So there's no security guard around here. These are the kids standing out here. And this guy runs down, look like he put something in the garbage can. That's what he's talking about, the same thing. But we can't tell 100% if that's what he did. But no, he did put some in the garbage can. You can see his hand very clearly go in that garbage can, basically. Like he putting something in the garbage can. You can see that very clear. I wonder what he put in that garbage can. Now I'm asking the question, what did he throw away? Oh, you hear this person? Let me see what they said. These trolls are weird. Okay, 11. Okay. So yeah, it looks like he definitely put something in that garbage can. We just don't know what it is. And I really don't want to try to try to pretend like I know, because we just don't know. And what is this person pinpointing? Who is that? I think that's another kid, though. I really do. I think that's another kid that's running from out of here. I doubt very seriously any security was standing around here, because they definitely would have stopped this altercation from happening when they first started bickering. Because it looks like they were bickering for a minute, okay, before they actually started the altercation. And then, of course, they talking about this video is altered or whatever. I think it's just heavily, it's still edited, I believe, heavily blurred out, so you can't see the images and stuff, which is still editing. Okay. So this is what this person talking about the legs fading and all of that. Okay, let's see what else we got here on social media. I think, let's see. Oh, and then they got this little video right here asking, is this Eddie changing clothing and stuff? Now, I don't know, because when we look at the video that we have, I honestly didn't see anybody changing no clothing or anything. And just say if this is true, he could have just, I don't know. I mean, he could just be changing clothing, you know. So I don't know how this would play a role into anything. That's all I'm saying. This is like he's changing, you know, his stuff, period. So somebody say, Eddie, is that you changing clothes after your team set up Karmelo? So they asking, was there blood on those clothes? Did you turn those clothes over to law enforcement? Where are the clothes, Eddie? If he was sitting right next to Karmelo, but Jermaine said that, Jermaine even said there was no blood. So, you know, like sometimes when you have people, right? It depends. Sometimes they bleed on the outside, but sometimes they bleed internally, okay? And you don't see no blood on the outside. And if you do, sometimes you just see a very little. So the thing is, I don't know if Eddie got blood on him, and that's the reason why he changed. I'm just thinking he just changed clothing, you know, because he was putting on something else. I don't know for sure, you know. And even if he did get blood and change his clothing, I mean, you would think they would have collected that, but what would that basically, what would that do? So what do you think about that, Jermaine? Okay, so now let me go to this stuff that Jermaine just gave me. Okay, let's see. Hey, Bronze. So you got a lot of little stuff on here. Hey, A-Dub. Let me see who you was on. Also, he said, C is where he belongs. Okay. I belong everywhere. Okay. Okay, clearly he belongs somewhere. He up late at night once again over here trolling like an idiot. He belongs somewhere. He might need to be in jail or in prison. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at some more stuff here. Hold on, let me go over here. I'm going to have to click on, let me get off of here first. Let me take their things off of my thing first. But like I said, some of these videos here, especially this one right here, I just, you know, I know I didn't see a security officer there, okay? I just didn't. I thought all of those people were kids, you know, and just basically kids. That's all I saw in that video. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think I saw. But as far as what we showed you guys, where we believe it's more than two people fighting him, we believe it's a third person. Now, who that third person is, we are not sure exactly. But it is three people, and I don't know how you guys don't see that. Okay, I just don't know how you guys don't see that. It's kind of weird because you can see it clearly on the video that I showed you guys. So let's go back to that again. Not to this right here, but let's go back over here. Let me go back over here. So this is the one that we showed you originally, okay? Let me go back to this, and I'm going to show y'all. You don't see, all you basically see is kids. Somebody told me to go to 2 hours. Let me go to 2 hours first, see what they're talking about. This is the 2 hour mark, okay? Now, you don't see no security person out here at all. Not one security person, okay? There's no security person right here. So I don't know where this person got that, you know, that information from. The thing about it, I want y'all to stop putting up fake information on social media too, because it's not a good look, all right? It's not a good look. Just put up stuff for real. Because I don't see no security here. As far as the dude going to the garbage can, he did put something in the garbage can because you can clearly see. Okay, we can tell that this video is edited, obviously, you know, as far as making it excessively blurry, so you can't point out people faces, or you can't see 100% what's going on, but you can see somewhat that you can see that they were fighting. Okay, and pushing, and looks like punching, even though some people claim there's no punching. How do you know? How do you know? Because you don't know. So you see that boy going over there, walking over there doing something. I pointed that out yesterday. He's over here. I'm thinking he's over here, you know, doing whatever, talking to Karmelo, arguing, or whatever the case is. He's over there when something is going on right up in here, and I told y'all that yesterday. Something is going on right up in here before they actually started to fight. Okay? I don't understand how they could not seen all of this stuff when they looked at this video in court. They definitely need to do an appeal, even if they have to retry him again. So either this kid came over here and was running his mouth and then sat down by him and stuff for a minute. We got kids coming all up through here, kids all over here, kids all over here. Everything, I don't know if they're just basically talking to him right now or what. Then you got him come over here, and he sits down, bickering or whatever. I don't know. This kid back here, I wonder what he's doing. Still up here talking. Now I'm also looking over here to see if I see any security looking person over here. I still don't see it. I see some movement over here. I see a dude over here doing stuff. And I believe they bickering at him. They arguing right now. That's why I know that argument lasted longer than two. The whole altercation itself, I still believe it lasted a little longer than two seconds. This person right here leaves. Okay. But remember, these are bleachers. So some of these kids are sitting or standing or whatever on the bleachers. And it may look like some of them are actually up right here, but they're just sitting on the bleachers. Like this person right here came and sat on these on the bleachers right here with that yellow poncho thing on. So like I said, I don't know what's going on up here right now. If they're just bickering or talking or what's going on up here. I wish we could see on this side of this tent. That would be great. I see some kid right here. I don't know what's going on in here. You can see them up in here. And it just look like this, you know, some people are leaving, some people are still standing, but these kids up here, you know, no telling. That's why I wish we definitely had a clear video. See him coming back over here again. Doing some up in here. This child right here is doing something. If they talking, bickering, or what. There you go with the push, pushing back, push, push. Now I need to stop this right here. See something real quick. Seeing some stuff going on right there. He walks over there. He goes back over there. That kid right there. This kid right here is doing something. Somebody is over here. Karmelo's over here. He walks over there, push, hidden. And those are punches too. I don't know what y'all see and what y'all are talking about. And that's why I wanted to go back and look at that. Point blank. I don't see no security guard. I don't know what you guys got that at. Okay, so when he ran down, the boy going to the garbage can. Let's see if we see him do this. So that's the dude walking to the garbage, running to the garbage can. He did put something in there, but we don't know what. Okay. We don't know if that has anything to do with this going on right here. We just don't know. It'd be crazy to basically sit here and say, oh, you know, that's dealing with something, you know, with what happened. I don't know. It could have been. Who knows? But I'm just saying it's going to be hard to say that, or we can say that, but it's going to be hard for us to know that. And I wonder if the police looked in that garbage can to see, you know, what that kid threw away. But the police probably didn't know it until after they seen this surveillance video, if they were actually looking for that. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard to say. Anyway, let me go ahead and go to the other video you just gave me. Jermaine, let's see what's on this one. See the name of it. I'm going to have to send this to myself. Oh, yeah, this is him right here. Let me send this to myself. Thank you, Jermaine. Let me see this too. Trying to send it to Red Siren. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me real quick, because I'm trying to send it to my other TikTok. Oh, here it is right here. I'm going to send it to them. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to this other man, one of the first witnesses who talked about this. And since we've seen this video, we are checking to see if what he said is somewhat consistent to what we saw. Okay. And we just debunked the thing about the security guard. There's no security guard right there. Okay. We debunked that. And as far as Eddie changing clothing, I don't know why Eddie was changing clothing, if he was actually changing clothing. Okay. I don't know. Well, let's see. So let's look at this right here real quick. Hold on, let's listen to him real quick. Okay, let me turn that music down. This is the, oh, you don't see it? I thought I did share the screen. Hold on. Y'all didn't see none of that stuff that I just showed. Hold on. Hold on, I know why you're not seeing it, because I'm on a different thing, I think. Hold on, let me stop sharing, and then I'll go back and do it. What's the damn thing? Yeah, hold on, y'all. Let me see what the thing is. Stop screen. Let me do it again. Okay, now present, share screen. Okay, I think I supposed to have shared this screen. So y'all didn't see nothing that I just did, huh? Okay, damn, I have to go through that all over again. Let's see something. I'll look at it one more time in a minute, okay? Because y'all didn't see nothing. Y'all didn't see the video I was showing y'all what they claimed security guard was standing there and all the other stuff. Y'all didn't see none of that? Okay. Anyway, this video right here. I'll go back to that in 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I was forget to share the other screen at the same time. I was still on the other one. Let me mute this real quick. Okay. And let's take this down. Oh no, we're gonna leave that up there. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to this dude again. This is one of the first witnesses, I believe. I think he's the first one who told about this story last year. Okay, you see the date, April 2025.
He wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins.
Let's go back. Let me go back again. Hear this damn thing always acting stupid.
So, dude walks up, Cullen, McKellen, bro, he wasn't under the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins. Talking about the twins.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Carmelo was on his phone.
They grabbed this man.
Boy, all hell finna break. So I'm about to break it down. Karmelo Anthony. But I want to show love. I want to show crime. Bella for posting. He said,
Let's play it twice. Hold on.
So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
Talking about twins.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Carmelo on his phone.
They grabbed this man.
You know what? That's exactly.
boy,
Hold on.
all hell finna break
Let's
loose.
play it on the
So I'm about to break it down for y'all.
You know,
The
like it.
Karmelo Anthony
You
case.
know,
But I want to show love to
what
True
else is
Crime
showing
Bella
that?
for
Y'all,
posting
what
it.
else is
So if
showing
y'all
it?
want to watch the whole video, y'all can go watch it on her page because the witness just came out this morning. So come to find out, they weren't even at school. For the one that's saying why he bring a knife on campus, they was way somewhere else at a track field somewhere. This what the witness said. Now he said Karmelo was really minding his business. The witness said he was there because his kids were there and he was there to support. The witness don't even know Karmelo Anthony, but he was like right close to him. He said the twins approached Karmelo Anthony. They started with him first. He said that Karmelo Anthony was basically just self-defense, basically. But before then, he said the twins started picking on him, pushing him, hitting him. He said both of them, not just one. He said it was both of the twins that were bullying him. The witness said Karmelo Anthony was under the tent to keep dry because it had started raining. That's why Karmelo Anthony was under the tent. But let me just say this. Everybody that's black ain't gangsters, ain't hood, ain't street. They come from good families just like y'all do. Stop thinking that every black man that you see come from the streets, because everybody don't. Everybody got to start somewhere. You got white people that started off rough just like us, but don't get labeled like us. For the ones that be like, why he got a knife? Shit, in today's society, I have a damn knife when I leave home because you never know what to expect. Y'all saying that the man had a knife because he was looking for trouble. Y'all trying to find pictures of him posting guns and everything. The man is a child. Accountability is what this world lacks. Okay, he lost his life. I'm not saying that's cool. But when it comes to bullying is not cool either. Yes, I wish the situation would have went a little different. But we don't control the future as people. A lot of people gonna try to paint the picture as he was a monster, he was this, he was that. That boy came from a good home. His parents got money.
So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Carmelo was on his phone.
Went from another. They grabbed this man.
So
Boy,
this
all hell finna break loose.
hold on, y'all. It's playing double things here. But that dude, that was one of the first witnesses, right? And he basically, he went further. I wish I could find his video, because he did a video because he said he was out there with his 2 kids. Okay. They were playing or whatever, doing something. I can't remember. And he said he saw the entire thing. And I'm wondering, why didn't the defense attorney, I'm wondering if he questioned this dude, okay, to make sure he's, being truthful. And if he is, and he found him to be truthful, why didn't he put him on the stand and question him there? Because he basically, what he's saying, we saw the pushing, pulling, all of that, okay, in what appears to look like he was jumped by 3 people in that tent. Remember, Karmelo was sitting on the bench at the time, sitting down. He didn't get up, I believe, until it looks like he might have gotten up when they started pushing, and it looks like they were punching, and of course he got up when he did. It looks like he got up when he did the alley and ran. So I don't know exactly how all of that really played out, because we can't see 100% clear underneath there. We just going by what we see with the shadow movements, okay? But that dude that I just played, he is basically telling, what we see in the video. The only thing we don't see is the cell phone thing. We don't know for sure if he was on the phone or not. We can't see that. But we do know that he was being pushed. It looks like he was being punched too, and pulled toward him and everything. And it looks like 3 people. 3 people. It could have been 4, but it definitely looks like 3 people were involved in that. Okay. And that argument was not just 5 or 10 minutes. That argument, it could have been 5 or maybe even 10, but it certainly carried on longer than what they're saying. Okay. Especially, it carried on longer, for them to be asking him, Karmelo, so many times to leave. Okay. That clearly indicates that they were in an argument with each other for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Long enough to get tempers going. So y'all did not, you say you don't see no punch. What do you see, Jermaine? I thought I seen the punch. I mean, like I said, it's hard with the, the shadowy stuff, the blurriness and all that. It looks like a punch. I don't know for sure. Like I said 1,000,000 times, I don't know for sure. I said it looks. I don't know for sure. But we know some pushing, pulling, and it looks like a third person was also involved, if not 4. Just a really violent shove. You said when a push is seen, and welcome to Shades too, you cannot see him. Okay. But it's very hard. You said knee going up with a push. See if a knee went up. So maybe that's what I thought was a punch, when you see the knee going up with a push. So let me, those other videos that I was talking about, I really don't want to talk about other content creators. I'm just going to say the one with the security guard, we didn't see a security guard. Okay. Like I said before, I don't even need to show the video, because we don't see a security guard. Okay. The one with the little boy throwing something in the garbage can, he did throw something in the garbage can. It's very clear that that's what he did. You can see his hand, put it in the little slot or whatever the case is. And then he ran back. But we don't know what he put in there. It could have been anything. And we don't know if it has anything to do with what happened. Okay, point blank. And then what else? There was another video I saw, I don't even remember it. But like I said, when we post stuff, we have to make sure that we post, the truth and not no false stuff. I'm not saying that their videos are false. I'm just saying we don't need to post anything false or, things that are not true, because it's not good. It's not a good look, period. So you said you see the knee going up. Let me go look at that video one more time. Hold on, let me stop sharing so I can do this the right way. Jermaine said he's seen the knee too. Oh wow. So you said if you zoom in and slow it down, you will see him push while his knee is going up. And you said what you see is a push from the left. Then I see a similar lunge from the right, which may have been Karmelo Anthony. Okay. And see, everybody see a lot of different things. Okay, let me go look at that video again. Let me go back over here. Let me first share the screen. Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly this time. Share the screen, and then let's hear it. We're gonna look at this video. Y'all can see it, right? Here it is. Okay, so let me go up to 7, because we don't need to look at the whole video. And I can't zoom it in because it's on my TikTok. But I know Jermaine said the same thing about the knee. And then a couple other people said the same thing. And I did show a closer video a few minutes ago. Maybe I'll go back to that one. And if they put a knee up to him, like you guys are saying, hey, that's violent as hell. Okay, can you imagine a knee going up into you? So I don't know what they're talking about, because I still say if it's not self-defense, it's what is the other one? I forgot the name of the other one, but it's that. And I still believe that he was jumped, because you can clearly see it looks like, we don't know 100%, but it looks like a third person. And they're bickering all this time too. Look like one of the kids walking over there to him. I definitely wish that the other cameras we had, that when somebody was videoing this. This is who they thought was a security guard, I guess. This is a kid. It could have been a knee. Like I said, I don't know 100%. I thought that was probably a punch, but it could be a knee. Okay. Well, let's stop that. Let me go back over here to him. Stop sharing. Now let me see this other video that zoomed in. Not necessarily, it just depends. You know, people get scared. You know, they just may basically focus on who, you know, they did something to. Okay. I don't know. With everything blurred like it is, it's hard to say. Karmelo didn't really go into no real extensive details anyway. He just basically said, I told him, he said he put his hands on me. And, you know, he kept on saying that and he started crying. He didn't go into no whole detailed description of what happened. That's why I wish they would have let him talk on the stand. But I see him crying. Oh, okay. Okay, Doug. I see him crying probably throughout the whole damn testimony if he got up there. So that's probably another reason why they didn't put him up there. But, you know, I honestly wish he would have gotten up there and told exactly what happened, because I think it's just better when a person who is accused of a crime like this, I think it's better for them to get up there and to explain, because we can guess all night based on what we think we see or what we do see. But it doesn't mean that everything we're saying is 100% true, because this video is so damn blurry. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it looks like a punch, but y'all said it could be a knee going up into him. And it could be, because I don't know for sure. It could be. Hold on, y'all, for 1 second. But I know one thing, if y'all can hear me. If it is a knee, that would still constitute that being very violent. Because why would somebody be kneeing someone like that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you be kneeing someone like that? And I don't care what people say in these lives, that they wouldn't do certain things, or somebody hit them or trying to jump them, they would just basically fight them back and all this other bull crap. Yeah, a lot of people do fight back, but then some of these people also go get a weapon afterwards. You hear stories like that all the time. You hear stories like that all the time, where people get into altercations, right? And somebody jumped them, and after the fight is over, that person come back and start, you know what? Everybody that was there. You hear those stories all the time. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Okay, I definitely don't know. I'm just basically guessing. I don't think, honestly, that's why it's blurred out like that, because it would be probably kind of hard to prove that, okay? They are basically going on the fact of what Karmelo said when the police was talking to him and what the witnesses say. But all of those witnesses' statements are not consistent, okay? One in particular who was not consistent is Eddie. He lied about knowing Karmelo, okay, which is plainly ridiculous. And I still want to know, why did he call him over there if he knows or knew that Austin and his brother do not like it when certain people come over there underneath that tent, point blank. And just say if Eddie didn't know this, well, why didn't Eddie stop the whole entire thing before it escalated to this? He could have easily told Hunter, "This is my bro, he cool," and left it at that. And if Hunter wanted him to leave, he could have just told Mello to come with him and let's go over here to this other area or whatever the case is. It's easy to do that. So I just wonder why Eddie called him over there, and also why didn't Eddie try to stop the situation before it escalated like that. Now let me go back to that other video real quick and see the one that I showed that I did not share the screen. My voice is going away somewhere. The allergies are messing with it, so excuse my voice. I'm actually allergic to my cats, right? Not like that, though. I have a small allergy to them. So sometimes my voice gets like that from their fur and stuff. So let's see. What did I look at this before on the messages? I think so. Okay, let's see. I think I went to this one. Okay. So this is the one with the garbage can. Can y'all see this? Let me see if this is the one that was close.
This is some shocking stuff that I found on this Karmelo Anthony video. Let me pause it right here. As you can see right there,
Can y'all see that?
Karmelo Anthony that they highlighted. But I want y'all to watch in this section right here. Okay? Watch it. Now a guy comes running, as you see. He's right here. It's a blob, I get it, but he's right here. He comes down the bleachers and he runs to a trash can, which is right there. And he goes in his pocket. That's him in his pocket right now. And he throws something away in that trash can and he sprints off. What was that?
That could be
This is some shocking stuff that I found. This is some shocking Anthony video. Let me pause it right here.
I always do that every time I do that. But the thing is, for that video right there, I thought I had another video that was closer, but I guess not. It's hard to say. Like I said before, what he threw in that garbage can, I didn't know he went in his pocket. That's what I'm saying. Everybody sees stuff different. Everybody sees something different in these videos. Let me look at this one again. Let me go all the way up to 7. Now Jermaine made this less blurry. So I wish I could zoom in, but you can't zoom in on here because it's coming from my TikTok page. Because it's hard for me to tell if that's a knee or his hand. But y'all said if you zoom in all the way, so I'm going to look at this video, hopefully on my phone, and zoom it in and see if I can see that. So we can see all the pushing and all that. It's just really hard to say. For me, it's really hard. And that's what the jury, that's why I don't think they really focus on this video like that, because it's really, it in all honesty, it's really hard to say, other than the pushing, the pulling, and what looks like to me some hand movements. Okay, could be the knee, I don't know, but it's hard to say. So again, with him saying that he did it, I think they took that out of content, because when some people, like when you're in an incident, right, and you do something to someone, and if someone is questioning you, unless they are questioning you in detail, some people basically just focus on the person that did something to them, and they had to do something to them back. So that, I think that's the reason why Karmelo said it's not allegedly, I did it. He put his hands on me, okay, because he was talking about the person he was, doing that with at the time. You can clearly see, now you can't see this, that more than one person was putting their hands on him, okay? It wasn't just Austin putting his hands on him, okay? There was more than one person. It was at least 3 people. I can see that. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a lawyer to the defense attorney. So you think that the trans wanted to hurt Karmelo so he can lose the race? You know what? You just never know. Like I said, I don't think we know the 100% truth anyway. I don't even think we know the 90% of the truth or 80% of the truth. I just really don't. I believe it's something more. Because again, I'm trying to figure out about Eddie. If he knew certain things, why would he invite him over there? And why didn't Eddie let them know, this my bro, my bruh, this my friend or whatever, shit, so they can know to leave him alone? Why wasn't that stated? And if he did state that, why couldn't he have stopped, Hunter and Karmelo and Austin? Because he was friends with all of these people. But we don't know. I mean, I can tell that he put something in the garbage can. You can see that. Okay, you can see that he put something in the garbage can on the other video. Yeah, we saw that. We saw that. No, I'm not saying that the lawyer made him. I said the lawyer probably told him it's not a good idea for him to testify if he was scared. Okay, so when a lawyer is talking to you and you're young and you really don't know what's going on and you basically are scared, you're going to listen to your lawyer. Okay, even grown people listen to their lawyer. If the lawyer thinks that it's not a good idea for you to get on the witness stand, then you probably won't do it. All right, because he's probably telling him it won't be a good idea because it's going to get cross-examined and you don't want to mess up and let them, get you scared and you just say whatever. What I said, Wet Seal, is that I see him putting his hand in that garbage can like he's throwing something away. I don't know what it is, okay, because we don't know. But you can tell he threw something in that garbage can away. And if you're telling me you can't see that, then something ain't right. Okay? No, he actually touched it, but he also put something, it looks like he put something in the garbage can. You look at that video we looked at that in another video, and that's what it looked like. But like I said, I don't even think they really focused on that video like that because it's hard to tell some things. I think they focused more on what he said when he got arrested, on the fact that he used the KNIFE and just all the other stuff that they heard from the witness. That's what I think they really focus on, because you can't really look at that video. You can see certain things somewhat, but you can't honestly say there's only one person who was hitting him or pushing him or kneeing him or punching him. It was more than one person. I don't care what y'all say. It was more than one person, period. You can see that. You can see all those hands and stuff. Period. I know it wasn't no 6 or 7, but it's definitely about 3. Okay. Now let's go back over here. And Jermaine, you were saying something about that video. Let's look at that video again. That's the one I want to see. Hold on. Let me see if I can go back to that video. It was on, let's see, it was on Pressure Point, right? Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me do this the right way this time. Let me go back to Pressure Point. Hold on, y'all. Hopefully I'll do this. Well, no, let me do it the other way, because last time I did it like this and I saw what happened. Let's do this. I know I'm not sharing it. I'm gonna do it like this so I can do it right this time. Oh, yeah. So we need to go to Pressure Point. I think it's on here, y'all. Hold on for 1 second. I know I'm not sharing yet. Now let me present it here. So let's go to this. I think it's a short, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. Let's look at this one. Can y'all see this? Yeah. Okay. So this is a zoom up picture. So you can clearly see that it's more than one kid. This right here is so they said Austin did not attack until after the first kid. You saw a kid came up into the picture right up in there. I don't know who that was. Right up in that area. Then you got the kid here. And is this his hand right here? I can't tell 100%. Oh, I see what y'all said, the knee. I see it now. I see it. Damn, it took all that. I see it. Okay, so I thought that was a hand. Okay, I see the knee. I see the knee going up. You guys are right. There's the knee right there. I don't know how nobody saw that. Yeah, that knee went up. I thought it was a hand. And you see, oh my God, you see the other person over there that was blurred out. You see that person right there and then the other one. And you definitely see the knee goes up. I didn't see that at first. That's why it's good to keep on looking at stuff over and over again so you can see it. That's Karmelo down there, I guess. Oh, that's another person. There's the other kid right there that came into this thing, then disappeared. That's because they done blurred it so damn much and changed some things around with the pixels and all that stuff. And you're gonna see that knee go up in a minute. He need that dude. That's why that dude took that that KNIFE out and start adding. And that's why I said, you can see it right there. That's why I said Karmelo did not tell everything, okay? Just because somebody don't include everything, it doesn't mean it's nothing else transpired, okay? You can clearly see that knee going up. Y'all was so right. I thought that was a punch or something. You can clearly see where he got that thing in the ab too. You can see that too, because you can see the boy falling down. Thanks, Jermaine, for this footage. Zooming in. I don't know how y'all can deny seeing that knee. Like I said, I didn't see it at first. I thought that was like a punch or something. No, you can clearly tell because you can tell the way his body is going that he's doing a knee thing. See the other kid, all that. There you go, right there. Damn. There you go, right there again. Pushing, knee, all of that. Just like y'all said. The knee up, you can see it very clear. You can see it right up in the air when he pulled his knee up, right there, and pushing. Okay? So that's why he probably took out the, you know what, and started abbing. Okay, and then when they grabbed his bag, his hand probably came out of it. You just don't know exactly about that part right there. But you can clearly see that knee. So y'all are right about that knee thing. Shit, that's exactly what that is, a knee. So you said the reason it looks blurred is that video is shot all the way from the other side. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Time is it? Okay, let's see. Yeah, y'all right. You and Jermaine, I don't know where the hell Jermaine is at, but y'all are right about that knee. I didn't even see that. That's why I said a lot of things that jury probably missed too, because I looked at this video a bunch of times and did not see that knee until just now, because I thought that was like a punch or something. That's that knee going up. You can tell the way, you know, you can tell from the motion. You know, I have done a knee thing before too, so that motion is the same. You up, put your knee up, and doing, you know, putting it up on a person and stuff. And at the same time, they was pushing and stuff. Okay. You said you folks, you can see a knee. Wet seal, he said that you can't tell, but you can't tell us what we can tell. Wet seal, we see a knee. All right. That's what we see. And can't nobody tell anybody what exactly Karmelo was feeling, okay? And if he was scared or not. Can't nobody tell nobody that. All you guys can do is assume, period. That's exactly why they're doing an appeal, because they know this trial wasn't right. They know errors were made. They know that. And then I had Miss Law student up here in the bushes critiquing every damn thing last night, and then comes back and leave me 50,000 damn messages like a whole weirdo at 3 o'clock in the morning with her stupid ass, okay, trying to tell me about law like she's a goddamn attorney. Girl, if you are not an attorney, shut your ass up on everything. And I thought maybe you would use a different profile name and a different email address and all that, and get a whole nother profile and bring your punk ass over here and get on my panel so I can show you what's up for real. And I'm definitely going to use some slang, ebonics, and I will talk proper at the same time. All right. So I see you're just a piece of crap. Okay, because you would have came over here, and I'm still waiting, and I still haven't seen you show up yet. So the thing is, we got her in the bushes and shit, taking notes and stuff, seeing what I'm saying. And I don't understand why she be doing all this shit and talking about black people like she is when she's a black ass person herself. That's stupid. So girl, I'm still waiting on you to come up and show out. I'm waiting for you to do that so I can put you in a place where you need to be at. So you say if you push somebody with your arms, your knee is not in range to come up and hit them at the same. Yes, you can. The arms can go out much farther than the knee come up. Okay. What we know about this video is that all those witnesses got on the stand and lied. Okay. Well, like I said, until we actually get a very clear video, we're not going to really know. We can all sit up here and, you know, come up with these theories or say what we think we see and all this other stuff, but we really just don't know. Okay, but what we do know is that the abbing happened. Okay, I do know it was more than one child hitting, pushing, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and I do believe that he used self-defense. You can't say what fear someone feels, and certainly just because someone bickers back with you and talk aggressive, it doesn't mean they're not afraid. I do it all the time, and be scared of certain things and people. Not people so much, but things. Like, things I be scared of. I'm not going to go into it, but just things. Because I may scare y'all asses. But I don't let those things know that I'm scared. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Karmelo is in prison because he had terrible attorneys. That's exactly why he's there. That damn defense attorney. I don't want to talk about this attorney because I don't need no lawsuits. So let me just say this. I just feel like he could have did more. Point blank. Okay. I feel like he could have done more. Period. Like, I'm trying to figure out where were the other witnesses, character witnesses. Again, I think Karmelo should have been up on the stand. And yes, he probably was scared and all of that. But if his attorney did a mock trial with him where he acts like he's the prosecutor and go over stuff with this kid, he probably could have done it. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that. And I don't know, he might have done it because, we don't know Karmelo. We don't know. We're just on the outside looking in. So we don't know. There's many things we don't know. We never heard him even talk about this incident at all, period. And damn, I just heard his voice on the videos that they shared on TikTok. Well, I just said that, Westville. I said they looked at the video, but that's not what they really used to make their decision. I said they listened to the witnesses, okay, and the fact that what Karmelo said to the police. That's what they looked at. Because it's hard to tell with the video, okay? And that'd be something that they possibly, if they would have used the video, you could do all of the, they probably could have used that if they would have just made a determination based on the video. That would be stupid to do that anyway, because everything is very blurry. And, you can tell certain things, but you just can't tell everything, period. Okay, so I already clarified that before. But I still don't feel like this guy intentionally abbed this other kid. This other guy. I just don't. And I do think that the media has been very biased. And I do feel like, the race thing definitely plays a role in everything. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you guys think, I definitely think that the race thing plays a role in this. Okay? And as far as the appeal, Jermaine doesn't think the appeal will go through. I don't know for sure. I can't say. Okay, I just hope it does. And if it does go through, I don't know if they will do I think you call that a remand. I can look it up and have Google will tell me how to say it, but I'm not doing all that because I'm not a damn lawyer, okay? So anyway, the remand is the one that they go back and do like a retrial, okay? I think they will probably do a modification, okay, a modify, where they'll go back in and maybe reduce his sentence. Now, what they will reduce it to, I don't know. I'm thinking more like 10 years, maybe even 15, but certainly not that 35, okay? Certainly not 35 years old. He has never been in trouble before, convicted of any crime. He's a good kid, okay? Just something just happened and it just really just got out of control, point blank. So 35 years is a little harsh, okay? And I just think it should have been lesser with a lesser offense. Maybe manslaughter or what's the other one? Manslaughter, then you got the other one. One of those. You say, I think as the argument escalated, Karmelo decided that he did not have to leave because the knife gate. I don't think so. Karmelo said he wasn't leaving from the get-go. Okay? At least that's what, negligent homicide. Karmelo, at least that's what I heard. I don't know for sure. He said from the get-go, he's not leaving. Okay? Make me leave. He wasn't leaving. So I don't think no KNIFE gave him power. He just said no. I think because he's a black kid and a white kid was trying to tell him to leave, he's like, he's not going to let this white boy tell him to leave. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Because you know how some white people do. Let's keep it real. They act like they're entitled, and they basically, you can sit in videos all the time when they want you to leave, they want you to get your ass up and leave. I think that's what played a role in that. Okay, I don't know why y'all don't see that. Go to certain neighborhoods. I don't know if you're black or white, West Hill, but go to certain neighborhoods and see, don't some white people mess with you and be like, get your ass out of here. Now, I live in the basically a white city, right? When I first started doing this delivery job, I was over there by the hospital, okay? And I was making a delivery. It wasn't even a white dude. It was an Indian guy, old man, come asking me all these questions, asking me, was that me driving down the street all fast? And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm over here doing my job, making a delivery. And he was like, well, who do you work for? I said, don't you worry about who I work for. Okay, worry about what you do, who you work for. And then he was like, young lady, tone your voice down. I said, first and foremost, I'm grown as hell. Okay, I'm not that young. That's what I told him. And I said, you need to mind your business because I am at my job. Okay. Then he said, get out of this neighborhood. I said, you make me get out of this neighborhood. I said exactly what Karmelo said. You make me get out of this neighborhood. And so it escalated that night. And I forgot what I told that old man. I'm not gonna lie, because he had teed me off acting racist, and he's a minority himself. Okay, he's a minority himself, and he's acting racist. So he was wrong from the get-go, and then he wanted to try to make me leave like he owns some damn shit. And I told him, you own a damn thing here. As a matter of fact, you are a minority. Take your ass back to where you came from. That's what I told him, point blank. And then he said some other little junk. I told him, oh man, if you don't get out of my face, dude, or everything. And so he walked away from my car. Okay, so that's how I go. And I believe Karmelo was in a situation like similar to that. You don't tell me when to leave, okay? Point blank, I'm not going anywhere. Make me leave. And with these kids, you know, their egos and stuff, and I think all of them were bickering back at each other. But the one thing that you guys need to remember is Karmelo did not start anything, okay? Just like that night when I was outside doing my job, I didn't start anything with this old ass man. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do next time when one of them do that. I'm gonna play the woman role. You do that shit to me next time, I'm gonna just act like I'm scared and call the police and have your ass arrested. And I'm gonna play that role all the way, even change up the way I talk and everything else, okay? Because they like to play those games. That's the first time that has ever happened to me. And it wasn't a white person, like I just said before. It was an Indian dude, old ass dude, talking all that smack. Then he go inside to get his son. I was like, you want to get your son effed up tonight? That's what I said in the car. And so that's like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Just because someone talks back to you, it doesn't mean they're not scared. Because, you know, getting damn well, I would be scared of the old man because just because he's old, he still will be stronger than me. And then his son, okay? So that doesn't mean anything. You're just defending yourself. You're not letting them know that you're scared so they can take advantage and do things. And that's what I think Karmelo was going through. And his lawyer should have said that, period. That's why they did need a black person in the jury, because black people understand each other better, okay? Point blank. No Indian person can't understand a black person. No Latino can understand a black person, okay? So it should have been a black person in that jury. Then I had that stupid ass girl, Miss Law Student, telling me what this other educated do. I don't give a damn, lady, okay? Or everything, I don't care, okay? Period. They should have had a black person in that jury as well. Okay, so you said it's not that hard. Karmelo was assaulted by Austin. Austin started the confrontation. Karmelo feared for his life. Whether that was reasonable is arbitrary. But it's not first degree murder. Okay. I've been following the stories of someone. Yeah, I was followed in Walmart and told their ass off too. Y'all laughing in the bushes. I was followed in Walmart too, right? It was watched. And I had to tell that damn security guard some things too. Because they do racial stuff and I don't like it. Y'all may let them do that shit to y'all, but I don't let them do that to me. And most of the time I stay professional. The only reason I went off on that old man is because he started saying racist stuff. And he's a minority himself. And plus he was old as hell. You should be leading by example, not acting like a damn clown. And then he tried to accuse me of something and it wasn't true. The lady who I was delivering to came outside. That's stupid. And she was white. How are you going to be talking to me in that racist way? And you are a minority and they don't even want your ass over here. Okay, and I told him that. He's too damn old. But you think he's not going to get an appeal? He said 17 and a half years. I don't know, he might, they may, I don't know. Anything is possible. I don't know. So you said women know men take a big risk if they put their hands on a woman. These men don't give a damn, okay? And other men are watching. Karmelo did not have that. He knew he could defy them trying to make him leave because he had the knife. I mean, I don't know what he thought, okay? I just don't. But I definitely think that egos played a role into this. And I don't think Karmelo was going to get up and leave because he don't want this white boy telling him to leave. And at the same time, I don't think Austin or Hunter were going to back down because they talking to this black boy. You leave when I tell you to leave. This is our tent. You leave when we say leave. Point blank. They sure do. Now that old man who was in the argument with me outside, he didn't act like a victim. He still kept on telling me to get out of this neighborhood. And I told him, Clown, I live over here, you idiot. Okay. Karmelo said, touch me and see what happens. Austin took that as a dare, that Karmelo was hinting a weapon. Of course he took it as a dare. Okay. But when somebody tell you, touch me and see what happens, how many of us is going to actually touch them to find out what happens? We're going to probably leave them alone and maybe call the police. That's what sensible people do. Okay. If you tell somebody, touch me and see what happens, you're not going to keep on messing with them and go ahead and touch them because you think they're bluffing. Bluffing. The thing is, if somebody tell you, touch me and see what happens, you need to back yourself off of them. Okay. Especially in today's world, because usually when people say that, they probably got something, or they're going to beat the shit out of you, either one of the two. That's stupid. That's why I said they are also the reason why this stuff happened to Austin and Hunter. It sure does. Okay, you got grown-ass people carrying GUNs, even out here in Cali. You can cut somebody off on the street. As a matter of fact, let me just tell you this one story. And I forgot when this was, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. A woman was driving on the freeway, right? They do a lot of road rage out here. So the car behind her was driving behind her, I guess, where the woman cut the man off. This man, I don't know if the woman held up her middle finger. I think she did. But the man got teed off. He already was teed off because she cut him off. And then when she held up her middle finger, he really got mad. This man followed this woman off the freeway, right? When she stopped at the light, he got out of his car with his GUN and unalived her. Okay? So that's one of those scenarios where people escalate stuff. Okay? Just because somebody cut you off, you don't get out and start SHOOTING people. And you got grown people who cannot control their tempers who cannot control their actions and just take out weapons. So you know getting damn well when you got kids sitting up there bickering with each other, they're immature, their egos are out there, they may be acting bad because girls are around or other guys, they don't want them to think they're weak. So no, Karmelo wasn't going to leave. And Austin and Hunter were not going to leave. That's why nobody went to get the coach. Okay? And they thought that Karmelo was talking shit, probably. But the thing is, I'm trying to figure out how did they think that if they did not know him? How can you think someone is talking shit if you don't know them? You don't know them, so you don't know what they may be capable of. And don't give me that shit because you're at school. People already know from all these incidents with these kids carrying GUNs in schools and going unaliving people and coming back to the schools with that, NKNIFE and all that type of stuff. So there's a huge, there's like a 80% chance that when he said, touch me and find out what happens, and he got his hand by his bag or whatever, he might have something in there. So to think that he's bluffing in this world today, please, I would have never looked at him as he's bluffing. I would have been like, okay, cool. And then I would have went over there and got that damn coach. Period. Listen, if everybody worked by common sense, you wouldn't see anything bad happen. All right? You got people every day, somebody asking them to leave and they don't leave. Okay? They don't leave. I told that old ass man to leave me alone and he didn't do it. Okay? He didn't do it until I started threatening him. Let's keep it real. Okay? So just because you tell someone to leave, 15 people tell you leave, that doesn't mean that people get up and leave. They do. They do. I lived in Texas 5 years. I mean, I didn't ever have any altercations or anything in Texas, but yeah, they do. You know, they be feeling bold when they carry their GUNs. That's why they always be talking about, let me go get it and things of that nature. You see videos on, you know, YouTube all the time. I covered a couple of them. You see stories all the time. Or when and they also feel bold when they put a black person on the back of their truck and drag them across the damn street and down the street, and then their friends are with them. They also feel bold when they have 5 or 6 you know, them with them, and they see a black person walking on the street, you know, maybe in a secluded area, and they grab them. Okay, so yeah. The thing about it, like I said before, you got the egos going. The egos are there, right? So they're both, all of them are trying to outdo one another. And he wasn't leaving. He's telling them, touch me, see what happens. Because if you touch me, you're going to find out what happens. Period. He, just like they didn't think Karmelo had anything in the bag, Karmelo probably didn't even think they would really touch him. Okay, he probably was using that as a, you know, to make them, as a deterrent, to make them think that he will do something. And hopefully they will believe him and not do it. But that wasn't the case. That's why you can't try to figure out what people think or what they would do. Because you never know. Some people will call your bluff. And that's exactly what they did when they was trying to, you know, when they pushed him and all that shit to see if he really was going to do anything. But that's stupid. Because why would you even do that? Just go get the coach. Who are you talking about, Jermaine? You said this is not the street Austin. This is not the street Austin thought. This is a school. Listen. And you know what? And him thinking like that, that's why he's where he is right now, because just because it's not the street, it doesn't mean that stuff can't happen. And his parents should have taught him that. You see many incidents with schools and kids. Why wouldn't you think a kid could possibly have something in their bag? You know, when I went to school, I thought people had stuff. When I first went to school in this all-white neighborhood, when I lived in Cleveland, the white people were shouting out their cars, NIGGER, go back to your own school. Okay, so they kept doing it. And I was like, caught the bus over there, the regular bus. So I'm going to tell you straight up, I started putting a pocket knife in my bag. All right, just in case one of them decided to do some little crazy stuff when I'm going to school. Okay, so the thing is this right here. They were doing that when I was going to school. Kids were carrying stuff. So I know getting damn well now, they certainly be carrying things. And so Austin should have never thought this is a school, this is not the street, because many things happen in schools. Many things. I have done so many lives on kids unaliving other kids in schools. So why would Austin think can nothing happen there? Hell, that dude I was just talking about yesterday, he was at a preppy school event when he got that KNIFE and he starts abbing, people and stuff, and he abbed that boy and unalived him. Right, that's what it means. Usually when someone says, touch me and find out what happened or see what happens, they're trying to let you know to leave them alone. But no, the reason why they did is because they're egos and arrogant and entitlement. Let's keep it real. Okay? That's why they didn't leave. So he said, according to Hunter, after Karmelo had his hand in his bag, Austin grabbed the bag away. What Austin didn't know is that Karmelo would be still holding, right and stuff. Now, why, like I said, why Karmelo had a KNIFE, I don't know. I wish he would tell us. Okay, we don't know. It's just a guess. I'm thinking he just got it in his bag, for protection, because all the stuff that be happening, especially to black kids. Let's keep it real. I don't know why y'all ignore all of these things. Who said Austin was, you said that he was trying to, because he taking Karmelo's bag. Okay. No, Karmelo has said, touch me and see what happens, hinting a weapon in his bag, and that's why Austin snatched it. He should have did that. If I tell you, keep on messing around me, I'm going to F you up because I got something here to show you that I'm not playing. You're going to grab my damn purse to see what's in it. See, Austin wasn't thinking. He thought he was bad. That's what that's about. I don't know why y'all don't tell 100% truth. He thought he was bad. That's why he grabbed that bag to show Karmelo out. Grab the bag and then beat his ass. Let's keep it real. That's what really was going on there. Okay? That's right. He should have never grabbed his bag. Should have never did that. If he thought, see, it wasn't even the fact that he thought something was in there. He was calling his bluff. Because if they actually thought he had a weapon, instead of grabbing his bag, he should have went over there and got that damn coach. Yeah. The thing is this right here. Like I've been saying since day one, since last April 2025, when I started covering this, the day after it happened, okay? If everybody would have handled this differently, none of this would have happened, okay? I see things that all three of them did, well, four, because Eddie was there too, that should have never been done, okay? Let me say this again. If somebody tell you, touch me and see what happens, you don't go ahead and do that anyway because you are big and bad. You leave their ass alone. If I'm messing with someone, I'm in an argument or whatever, and that person tells me, Shay, touch me and I'm going to F you up, or touch me and see what happens. I already know it means if you touch me, I'm going to F you up. I know what that means. So either I'll walk away or either I'll try to be a badass and touch them anyway. That's what Austin did. Okay, him and his brother. Okay, I don't know why y'all keep on trying not to own up to that. Because if he wasn't doing that, he would have never grabbed his bag. He would have went and got the coach and had, I don't know if the coach would have told Karmelo to leave or not. Probably so after the argument, but that's what he would have done. And that right there cost him his life. You don't touch me. When somebody said, don't touch me, don't touch them. Okay? If someone said, leave them alone, you leave them alone and you go get proper authority. That's what's wrong with some of y'all. Y'all don't listen. If somebody tell you to leave them alone, I don't give a damn if they in your house. You call the police and get their ass escorted out. A lot of people get themselves unalive. Yeah, trying to make people do things when they should be calling the proper authority. And then people be like, well, I don't want to call the police. I don't want to call security. I don't want to call the coach. Okay, well, we'll wait until something happens to you. And then the coach, the police, the security will still come along with the EMS. Okay, with maybe some body bags. Shh. Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what they do. And Black people, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for minimizing anything. Okay, tell the truth 100% of the way. We already know that Karmelo might have used excessive force. I'm not saying that he did because I don't know. Okay, because I wasn't there. But I'm saying he might have. Okay, but you cannot sit here and say, or stand here, or whatever you're doing. You can't sit here and say, well, Karmelo didn't fear for his life because he said, touch me and see what happened. And because he called their team ass and all this stuff. Well, y'all sound crazy as hell. Some of y'all sit right outside and argue with people and do the most. Well, I just said that egos, Westfield. What did I just say? I said egos. What does that mean? That means somebody does not want to be embarrassed. Okay? They claim, and I don't know if this is true, that Austin and Hunter were bullies at school. I don't know if that's true. So I'm just saying if they were, there is no way in hell they were going to let Karmelo stay underneath that tent and basically make them look weak. And if they weren't bullies, they still was not going to let him do that for many different reasons. For many different reasons. And if you think race is not one of them, you guys are sadly mistaken. Just because this dude had Black friends, it doesn't mean a damn thing. Okay? His dad said right there in the video, way before the video he just did, claimed it wasn't him and said the N-I-G-G-E-R word. It's him. It was him. I don't know. I was not. Let me say this again, because over here we try to keep it real. I don't know if he did use excessive force or if he didn't, because I wasn't there. I did not see the video or anything else. I can't even answer that question 100%. You know, I said he possibly could have used excessive force. I'm not sure. And you're right, they could have unalived him. If those big ass boys would have hit him, they could have kept on hitting him. He could have fell on the bleachers and hit his head. And there you go. Or if they hit him in the head, he could be going to what? Epileptic shock or something like that. Because he has epilepsy. So many things can happen on the bleachers that is plainly ridiculous. Right. The thing is, touch me when Black people, and I guess you're Black, when Black people say, and I'm pretty sure white people too, you know, because I have heard white people say it, touch me and see what happens. You're basically telling the person, if you touch me, I'm going to F you up. That's what you're saying. No one says, don't touch me and see what happens. Now, a lot of women will say, don't touch me. But most men are not saying, don't touch me. They're basically saying, touch me and see when I fuck you up. Excuse my language, or something like that. Okay? Some women will say it too, because I said, touch me and see what's up. See what's going to happen. So it just depends. Of course they will say no. You can ask the same students, do you think that John would have came back to the school and used the pew-pew and unalive all these students because people were picking with them? Okay? So it doesn't matter what these kids think. The thing is, this is 2026, okay? In today's world, kids carry stuff, and sometimes kids use these things, okay? I have done many, many lives where kids have done crimes in schools. You got the other one just happened, I think, last year or the year before, Casey. Okay, he had a KNIFE when he went in that restroom where those boys were jumping him at, and he used it. So yeah, kids do have those, and I don't understand why people don't realize this. This is why my kids don't go to public schools. Okay? Okay, wow, I got where you come going. And I think they use excessive force. I really do. Zimmerman, I can't stand his ass, okay, because I think what he did was a hot ass mess. But once again, that race played a role with the Zimmerman and Rittenhouse. Let's keep it real. And I don't know why you guys, especially black people, try to overlook that. You said the jury has to follow the law. F what they feel. Having the KNIFE was against school rules, not against the law. That's right. It was against school rules and not against the law. A lot of kids carry those. I met a few that, had pocket KNIFE, in there, when they got in my car and stuff. And they told me they did because we were talking about it. And, I actually carry stuff myself because I'm not stupid out here. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people may do to you. And kids are not as slow as you think they are either, especially when they're 17. Austin and Hunter and Karmelo, egos played a huge role in this, as well as that entitlement thing, thinking because you tell this black kid what to do, he need to get his ass up and do it. Okay. And besides that, the ego pride is all basically the same, But you see videos like this all the time, like I said before, where a black kid be in a certain neighborhood or whatever the case is, and then this white person come around talking about where you live at, what's your name, you visiting someone, who you visiting. Be asking all these questions, okay? Because they don't want them there, and they think that they come in there to steal something. When this story right here originally happened back in last year, the first thing a lot of people were saying is, and I don't know if they said it or not, if Hunter said this, I can't remember, somebody said it. They said the reason why they didn't want Karmelo underneath the tent is because some of their stuff was stolen before, okay? So if y'all think race does not play a role in this, something is wrong with you guys, okay? Because why would they think he will be underneath the tent stealing? Because he's black? So that was the first thing they came out with last year. It was like some of their stuff were still personal stuff was stolen, and that's the reason why they don't want other people from other teams or people, period, sitting under their tents. Hold on. Even when you have an illegal thing, self-defense is still legal. Once you are attacked, you have a right to defend yourself. So if Austin had kept his hands to himself, he would still be alive. And I agree 100%. If he just would have left that kid alone, he would be alive. Point blank. Somebody tell you, touch me, see what happens. I don't give a damn how you guys interpret that. I just don't. Leave people damn alone. And I hope you're not teaching your kids like that either. I hope you're teaching your kids if another child tell you to leave them alone, leave them alone. If they don't want to answer your questions, don't try to force them to answer it. Go get someone that will, ask them instead of you doing it. Okay? Point blank. So the thing is, you're trying to keep your kids alive because some of these kids don't be playing around. And y'all can keep on walking in, living in fantasy land, thinking, no kids have KNIFE, a KNIFE in their pockets or in their purse. Y'all are, some schools even have detectors in them just to check for that type of stuff. But like in these suburban cities, like even out here where I live at, they're not doing all of that. Okay, so these kids be doing so much. It's like the school that my daughter went to, which is a very good school. Okay, and she was telling me all the stuff they be doing at the school, and I was like, I thought they only did this in ghetto schools. She told me they would be in the bathroom, basically selling drugs. That's what the kids would be doing, and then they would go in the bathrooms and be doing other things too. And I was like, where are the teachers, the hall monitors? Said they don't be around, just like they would be in there bullying other kids and doing the most. So I stopped. Well, she didn't want to go to that school anymore, so I ended up transferring my daughter from that school. Okay, and those kids are very uppity and everything else. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Well, of course, that's why they're telling them not to do it, but that doesn't mean that you should challenge them. Okay, if they're telling you, you said, wait a minute, hold on, you said a person can say, "Don't touch me." If you also see what happens, it means you are saying you can dominate. The thing about it, he probably is not going to say, "Don't touch me." He's probably going to say, "Touch me and see what happens," because remember, he wants to make the person think that if you touch me, you're not going to be doing it again, period. Not say he's trying to unalive them, but I'll beat your ass or whatever the case is. And he's using that as a deterrent. Hopefully you will back off because he's warning you. He's giving you a warning. If you touch me, I'm going to show you what's going to be up, period. Warning and consequences are ingrained in law. Okay. Well, it's going to happen many times over and over and over and over again. I will be doing another live telling you guys about even a grown-up or a kid going right through this because parents are not listening. But I tell you what, y'all don't have to because my kids listen. That's why they never got into no altercations like this. When somebody say leave them alone, they do that. I had to instill that into my daughter's head because she was just like y'all. Okay. But I bet you she stopped doing it. Okay. Somebody say, don't, if someone tell you, touch me and see what's going to happen, just take it just like they said. If you touch me, I'm going to F you up, period. Whether they do it with their hands, with a weapon or whatever, they're warning you. Okay. I don't need to prove anyone wrong. Okay. Ashley, this live is not about all of that. Okay. We're just having a discussion. We're telling what we think, and that's just it. I don't need to prove anyone wrong. I have kids myself, and I taught them certain things, and that's why none of them have been incarcerated. They're all doing good, got degrees, all types of stuff. So clearly I must be doing something correct. And plus, I don't really get into no altercations. Anytime I get into anything, it's mainly because of like the dude when I was over there around the corner from where I lived at, he should have never did what he did. He was being racist. Of course, I'm going to stand up for myself. If anybody runs up to my car or do something like that, I'm going to take care of that problem. But as far as like being out here arguing with people, I'm not going to do that. Okay, period. If somebody tell me, touch me, see what's going to happen, I'm not touching you. If they tell me to stop talking to them, I'm not talking to them anymore. As a matter of fact, I don't mess with people anyway because I already know how people are. Even when I was a kid, I didn't do it because I know what people would do. Compare what happened if Karmelo had first pulled out and showed. The thing about it, if he would have did that, that's totally different. Okay, if he actually just pulled it on out, showing it to them, hopefully they would have just went over there and got the damn coach instead of walking up on him. Because then, that is just basically kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything until they put their hands on him. Okay, if he would have just pulled his knife out and just showed it to them, then that's definitely not self-defense right there. Okay, and that's not. It's just like if somebody were to Let's see another thing that I can use. That'll be just like someone walking up to me, just talking to me, right? And they can be talking aggressive, and then all of a sudden I just pull out my GUN, right, and say, "B, keep on talking to me, or you put your hands on me, I'm gonna put some bullets in your ass." Okay, that's totally different. That's not self-defense. But if that person put their hands on me and put my life in jeopardy, where I think they are going to hurt me really bad or unalive me, I have all the right to defend myself. Okay, and I think that's what Karmelo was thinking. Okay. You said wet seal. I have every right to say touch me and see what happens. It doesn't matter what I mean by it. You still don't have a right to touch somebody regardless of what I mean, right? And that's what I'm saying. Just keep your hands to your damn self. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody takes out a weapon at first, now you're getting into a whole different ball game. And that's when you should be calling the police. And I know y'all don't like calling the police, but I do. Okay? So that's when that's when you need to call the police, okay? Because if somebody is taking out a weapon, out of all the times I ever had to use a weapon, I never took out a weapon first. And that's why anything that I ever had to defend myself against, it was called self-defense, okay? You don't never pull out a weapon first, okay, and start threatening people. You wait until they give you a reason. You know what I'm saying? They put your life in jeopardy, or they, you know, make you feel like they're gonna beat the shit out of you and put your life in jeopardy. You know, you feel that. Like if they're coming up on you and telling you they're gonna unalive you and doing stuff like that. You don't just you just don't take out a weapon. Okay, and if Karmelo would have just took out his weapon at first, we wouldn't even be having this show talking about it, okay? All these content catty asses in here making a case about a kid with a 3-inch knife, but probably never leave home without their firearm. Right. Or something else. You say, get the F out of here, right? That's right. So many people have GUNs, okay? And like I said, a lot of people use them when they shouldn't be. The thing is with Karmelo Anthony, Austin, and Hunter Metcalf, all of this could have been avoided, first and foremost. And I still say, if someone tells you, touch me and see what happens, touch me and find out what happens, touch me, I'm going to F you up, that means don't touch them. Teach your kids that, okay? Egos should be out the door when people start telling you what they would do to you, okay? Point blank. People have the right to say, if you touch me, I'll F you up if you're messing with them. But the thing is, you don't need to call their bluff, all right? You said, I'm not saying he takes it out and says, I'll ab you. I'm saying if he took the knife out and said, oh, don't touch me, I'm armed. Is it still, I don't know about that for sure. Okay, if you take the thing out, you say, don't touch me, I'm armed. See, first and foremost, he shouldn't even be taking that out at the school function, okay? So I don't know for sure about that right there. Because like I said, all the self-defense things I have ever been in, I never took out my weapon and said, don't touch me, I'm armed. I don't think most people say that when they're mad. Like, I just don't. If anything, most people probably say, touch me and see when I F you up. Because I can recall, that's what I said many times. And I meant it. They sure are telling them that. Yeah, they sure are. Just don't, listen, it's just simple, you guys. Don't touch people when they say don't touch them. And not condoning what Karmelo did or anything, but just don't touch people. It's simple. It's very easy. Okay, if I tell you, don't touch me, but you're going to find out what's going to happen. You don't challenge me. You just don't touch me. See, that's the problem. People want to challenge. You want to challenge each other because you think you're bad. Your pride is getting in the way. You don't want people to think you a wimp or anything. That's exactly what happened at that right there at the little field thing they were at. The pride got in the way. Egos, all of that. What if Karmelo said, don't touch me or I'll stab you? It definitely says, I have a weapon for protection. Don't touch. If he says that, like I said before, again, I don't know if you can use that in self-defense. If somebody just tell you, I'll ab you, you got to really wait until your life is in jeopardy. You know, you fear for your life. You think somebody is really going to, cause some great bodily harm, or you fear for your life. And we cannot say if he was fearing, he feared for his life. And that's what they did do at that trial. They said that Karmelo did not fear for his life because he was talking back. He was saying stuff back. That's not true. I have said things to people many times in fear for my life. Okay? When a dude ran up to my car today, I didn't talk to him because I had my window up on my side. My window was slightly down on the passenger side, but that dude ran up on my car trying to jump up on the hood. So I didn't really talk to him. I just acted. Okay? If, right, waste of time, okay? If Karmelo was white and Austin was black, they would be saying it is something. Because I know, that's why I say it is a race thing, okay? Look at the white boy that I told you guys about yesterday. I can't remember his name, Val. He's white. The person he stabbed is white. But because of his skin color, that's why he got, let me think. Didn't he get acquitted, Jermaine? Because you gave me the story. Acquitted, and he got a lesser charge for the other students he injured. And what else? There's something else something else that happened. But I know one damn thing, he did not get murder charge or manslaughter. And he abbed that kid multiple times. He didn't even know the boy or anything. He just abbed him multiple times. Plus, he ended up abbing other kids as well. And no, his sentence his charges was actually, dismissed, I guess. Am I correct with that case, Jermaine? You need to put it in the chat. You said, my same question, if we just have two choices, both say, touch me and see what happens, and one, the person has a hand in the bag, it's a guessing game. Two, it says that it show it first. The thing is, for me, when a person says, touch me and see what happens, it doesn't matter for me if they have their hand in the bag or what. If you are saying, touch me and see what happens, and I'm in an altercation with you, unless I just don't give a damn because I got something too, I'm pretty much going to bag off because I'm thinking that you probably got something. All right? I'm not worried. I'm not trying to guess what you got and if you got something. I'm going to back off because if you got a GUN and you take it out, that's it. The KNIFE, you make it run if you can get away quick enough. But I'm not taking that chance. If someone tell me, touch me and see what happens, regardless if they have their hand in the bag or not, I'm gonna leave them alone. And that's how I teach my kids. If somebody warns you and tell you, touch me and see what happens, or leave me alone, or whatever, just leave them alone. It doesn't matter if they got something in their bag or not. But certainly if they say, touch me and see what's gonna happen, and they got a bag, even if they don't got a bag, we gotta leave them alone. Point blank. But a lot of people don't, because they be thinking they bad and they be calling the bluff, and that's why some people are unalive today. I know that's why you see all my life, every time a white person do this, do this to a black person, they say it's self-defense. So I don't even debate if this is self-defense or not. I heard that. And many times you do see this type of situation with the white and black, and they definitely will say it's self-defense. Yeah, they sure did. And they also, there's a lot of cases like that. I was just looking at one the other day. I just don't remember exactly what it is because I look at so many cases every day and all day. Right, and so that's a gamble. That's right, a gamble. If somebody tell you to leave them alone, just leave them alone. I don't know why it's so hard for y'all to believe it. If Austin would have left that kid alone, him and Hunter, everybody would be going to be at college, chilling, having fun. That's what they would be doing. Okay? So we got to definitely teach our kids when somebody say, leave me alone, don't touch me, don't do it. And that's why he's not alive now. Okay. I know Austin was big, just like Hunter. And the thing is that, again, those are egos that are getting in the way. Okay? Egos. And that's exactly why he called his bluff. That's exactly why. But I'm wondering this too. If Karmelo, nobody never asked this question. If Karmelo wouldn't have had a weapon and he just kept on running his mouth, what would have happened? Do y'all think they would have backed off, or you think they would have jumped him all the way and started beating him up? Because I think they would have jumped him all the way and beat him all the way up and threw him out of that tent. That's what I think. And that's probably why he defended himself like he did too, because that's what he thought. They was going to beat the living hell out of that boy. He said, well, I think if they could ask Austin if that's smart, he would warn them not to do it. Right, he sure would, because he would already know what would happen. Okay? The thing is, we got to stop looking at, I don't know what y'all looking at, but the thing is this right here. We got to start realizing when people tell you stuff, you need to listen to it. You can't look at what people look like. You can't look at the neighborhood you're in, anything. When that old lady ran into my car, my brand new car 2 years ago, and when I called the police, first and foremost, we tried to figure out who she was and try to find her. So when we called the police, the sheriff came out, the deputy sheriff came out. First thing he told me is you don't follow anybody and try to figure out if they, try to make them give you, just follow them trying to get their license plate numbers and stuff like that. He said, and I said, well, she's old. She's not going to do anything. You know what he told me? It looks so very deceiving. Just because she's old and you out here in this area, it doesn't mean that this old lady does not have a GUN. He said, anytime somebody do a hit and run, if you can't get their license plate number right then and there, don't follow them or anything. Just call the police. Because looks are deceiving. I have done shows where old people have went off on younger people and unalived them. So you can't look at looks. You can't look at where you stay at. You can't look at the fact that you're in school and kids don't normally carry stuff in schools and things of that nature. You got to look at what world we live in today. Okay? So anything is possible. And in today's world, kids do carry stuff. Okay? And so therefore, if someone tell you, touch me, find out what's going to happen, touch me, you're going to see what's going to happen. You need to look at that as if it's a threat. A threat. If you touch me, I'm going to beat your butt, or if you touch me, I'm going to do something worse. And that's what you need to look at it as. And when you start teaching your kids to look at it like that, you won't have to worry about them getting hurt or getting unalive. Point blank. Oh, man. I think I covered everything. I'm trying to see. Wish I could have found that man entire video. Let's see. If Karmelo had no, you know what, then Austin is 50 plus pounds heavier and pushed him out of the tent. If not that, Hunter helped him and just grabbed Karmelo and moved him out of the tent, even if they had no right to. They would have beat that boy up. They would have just pushed him out no damn tent. If what people are saying that Hunter and Austin are bullies or were bullies, they just would have pushed him out no damn tent. Y'all living in the Twilight Zone if y'all think that. They would have beat that boy's butt. Okay, point blank. It sure is. Break into my house and see what happens. Walk up to my car and see what happens. And they say you're going to meet Jesus today. They sure do. According to your logic, that gives you the right to break in. No, it does not right. You don't break in that house. If you see a sign like that, you're supposed to take heed to that message. Okay? It's like the one they put up on their house saying that I have a dog. If you come in, you can, basically he's going to get your ass. And then they also got another one. I forgot exactly what it says, but it's basically telling you the same thing. If you come into my house, it's over. No, I'm not, because that's different. My video is different, okay? Because I'm not worried about you doing anything to me physically, okay? But if you were in front of me and you told me, Shay, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna fuck you up, chick. And I mean that on every damn thing. I'm gonna be like, okay, this conversation is over. I'm done. I'm gone. Bye. That's it. Okay? That's it. Now, one time on my show, on my country, Jermaine, you remember this? One time on my Country Wayne reaction skits, I did say something similar to what you just said, actually. I told people, I didn't really come out and say, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to shut down my channel. But I said, what did I say, Jermaine? I said something similar. And I said I was going to close this. I said this live is over. Okay? And then Jermaine had to correct me on that one right there. Because you can't force people to agree with you. Okay? Period. Okay? Then you threaten to close your show out. But like I said, that whole thing is different though than a person, you right in front of a person and you telling them, leave me alone or I'm going to F you up. That's totally different. When a person is right in front of you, they can easily, do what they say they're going to do if you don't leave them alone. Okay? You said that was just dumb. Okay. You are assuming that they would have moved him out and he would have been humiliated and they would have been satisfied. There's no evidence they would hurt him with a punishing beatdown. Listen, why would anyone, hold up. Who gave them the right or would give them the right to put their hands on him, to beat him down because he's underneath that tent? And just like I'm assuming they would fight him, physically fight him, you're doing the same thing, Wet Seal. You're assuming they would just push him out and just embarrass him and that's it. The thing is, none of us know what they would have done. And if any of this stuff that I've been hearing about Austin and his brother are true, okay, then I doubt very seriously they would have just pushed him out, especially when he was running his damn mouth. Okay? I doubt that very seriously they just would have pushed him out. They probably would have punched that boy and every damn thing else. And no one wants a beatdown. Who are they to punish any damn body? Okay? If they're in front of me, I'll leave. It depends. But like, if 15 people are asking me to leave, I would leave because I'm not playing those games. But you can go ask somebody else and they'll tell you, hell no, I ain't gonna leave. Make me leave. Okay? That's not shades too. Because for one thing, I don't want to have to be using self-defense. You know what I'm saying? So no. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave. But that's not everybody. Some people be like, I'm not leaving. You don't tell me when to leave. So the thing is this right here. If you are asking someone to leave, okay, and other people are asking them to leave too, and this person's not leaving, one of y'all asses need to go get somebody who will make them leave, like the coach, the police, supervisor, security officer. That's what you really should do. Because clearly, if it takes 15 people to ask you to leave and you're still not leaving, you may need the proper authority to make you leave. Okay? Yeah, if they would have did that, Austin would be alive. You said that is very dumb comparison. Making a YouTube video is 100% legal, right? But touching somebody, especially when they told you not to, is breaking the law, right? That's why I told you that's not a good thing. What you can say if you was in front of me and you telling me, Shay, leave me the fuck alone, or I'm gonna beat your ass, okay? Or touch me, Shay, and find out what's gonna happen. I'm not messing with you anymore. Okay, I'm like, okay, cool, bye. I don't got time for this shit. But remember this: Austin, Hunter, Karmelo, kids, and they were only 17 years old at the time. So they're gonna think differently than us. Their ego, I guess, anyway, their egos are going to play into all of this. Austin and Hunter definitely didn't want to look like the simps, and Karmelo didn't want to look like that. But one thing y'all keep on forgetting though, in the whole thing, is Karmelo was never messing with anyone. They came to him. The proper way you ask someone to leave the tent is like this. Hey, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? You know him, Eddie? And I don't know what Eddie would have said if he would have said, yeah, no, but just say Eddie said, no, I don't know him. Well, anyway, what's your name, cool dude? Who are you? Then Karmelo would have been like, I'm nobody. Don't worry about it, or whatever. I don't know if he said this, I'm just making it up. And then I would have been like, the proper thing would have been like, what school you go to then? And then he would have been like, I go to that school over there, whatever school he went to. And then what's name should have been like, well, you're not supposed to be sitting over here, right? Because this ain't your school tent. And then he would have been like, I'm not leaving. And then Hunter could have been like, we don't want you over here. Okay, we don't want you underneath this tent. And then Melo would have been like, well, I'm not leaving. So then that's when Hunter should have been like, okay. And that's when he should have went, cool, okay, cool. And that's when he should have went to get the coach. Okay. Or when his brother came over, he should have just told his brother when he was walking over there, go get the coach. Here, just cut the whole conversation. But nobody did that. See, if one person can't cut that conversation or de-escalate that, then the other person should do it. And if neither one of them can do it, all those kids that were sitting underneath that tent that heard this, one of them should have went to get the coach. They could have even called out the coach's name, because that alone right there would probably stop the altercation from happening, because they know the teacher is coming or security or whatever shit. You say you're smart enough to leave, Karmelo. I wouldn't say he was a dumbass. He just didn't want to leave because he probably, don't want this kid telling him what to do. Egos. I just told you, egos. Okay. I think that Karmelo could have went and got the coach when it first started. Let's keep it real. Just like they could have. Now, listen, he's going to fight back. What kid is going to back down? Some kids will, but a lot of them won't, because you're going to think, other people are going to think they soft. Okay, they're going to think they're soft and everything else. Oh no, my internet just went out. That's it. Can y'all hear me now? So that's why I typed in the chat to hold on. We're gonna get ready to get out of here in a minute anyway. It's not lies. My internet went out. See how you be saying shit and don't know what you're talking about? See, that's what y'all do. Y'all don't be knowing what you're talking about. My internet went out. Okay, let's go back up here. We get ready to get out of here in a minute, man, because it's 3:52. You said y'all Austin supporters start every comment by admitting that Austin is unalive because he broke the law. And because his ego and pride didn't make him go and get the coach. See, it's not just about Karmelo going to get the coach and leaving. It's also about them as well. Because remember this, Karmelo wasn't doing anything. He was just there because Eddie invited him over there. And he was on his phone, he was talking, whatever the hell he's doing, that's what he was doing. Austin, first and foremost, Hunter, should have never came over there doing the most. Once he asked that kid, what was his name, if Karmelo replied back in a rude way or like he does not want to be bothered, then Hunter should have went to talk to the coach, point blank. All right? Then Austin would have never felt like he had to come over there and help his brother. Like Hunter said, his brother always has his back. So clearly his brother must have thought that a situation was going on. That's why he was having his back. Okay? But if Hunter would have stopped and went to get the coach, Austin wouldn't have had to do anything. Okay, so what are you guys talking about? So you said this. Yeah, that's because my internet went out. I think Hunter and Austin looked at Karmelo and thought we could easily grab this dude and move him out of the tent, but they were not expecting that weapon. I don't know why you think they just would have grabbed him and moved him out of the tent. They would have grabbed him and probably got an altercation. Why do you think they can just do that? Because he's going to fight back. So then it's going to be an altercation. And of course, they weren't expecting the weapon. They thought he was lying. But that's why you don't be playing around like that. I don't know. She thought because my internet or he went out that I'm lying. I don't have no reason to lie for. I'm not losing anything in this. Okay. I don't know why you would even think that. If a woman tells me touch my butt and see what happens, and I grab it, it's her fault for provoking me, right? If you touch a woman's butt and she tells you, touch my butt and see what happens, and she goes off on your ass, when she say that, she's warning you not to touch her butt. Okay, she's warning you not to touch her butt, or else I'm gonna show you what's up. See I see what you're doing here, Wild. The thing is this right here. You're not telling anyone to do anything. What you're trying to let them know, you better not do it. Okay? You better not do it. And you're saying to that person, if you touch my ass, you're gonna find out what's up. So if you want to be the big man or whatever, and you start grabbing her ass, and then she show you what's up, that's on you. Because you should never be touching her ass. Just like when Karmelo said, touch me and find out what happens. That's on you for touching him. Leave this kid alone. And the sad thing about it, y'all say he's in prison, but where is Austin? So that's what makes it so damn dumb. Okay? You get where I'm going? So if you teach your kids not to touch people when they say don't touch them, or if they start talking rude to them and not answering them, to leave their ass alone and go get public authority, your kids will still be walking around alive versus unalive. That's what they say, okay? That's what they say. In the cross-examination, I believe, Eddie admits that he called Karmelo over. Yeah, he did tell Austin to take a leadership role, but that leadership role does not involve getting into in a verbal altercation. Let me tell you something. If you work in a job, right, and you're the manager, as a matter of fact, I'll just use myself as an example. Okay, when I was a lead teacher, all right, at a private school, okay, just because I'm the lead teacher, it doesn't mean that if someone doesn't do what I tell them to do, that I start doing the most, or I take my title to my head and just start doing the most. Okay, like for example, the lead teacher, right? Just say my me and my assistant get into it, right? And she tells me, Shay, don't touch me, because if you touch me, I'm gonna F you up. But yet I think because I'm a lead teacher, I can touch her because I want her ass out my classroom. So when I touch her and try to make her leave out of my classroom, she turns around and slaps the shit out of me and start hitting me and punching me and all that. The thing is, she's still gonna probably get in trouble. But the thing is, I'm not trying to get assaulted, okay, or unalived or injured or anything. So therefore, regardless of what my role is in that classroom, I'm going to leave her alone and I'm going to get the principal, okay? And that's exactly what he should have done. Just because he has a leadership role, if somebody is being rude, or somebody is tripping out or whatever the case is, you don't take that responsibility and try to make them act right. What you do is go get the damn person that's really in charge, the coach, and let him or her know what's going on, and let her or him come over there and solve the problem, or at least calm it down, or if they have to, call the police. But the thing is, I don't think the coach would have had to do all of that, because they're not dealing with a hood rat ass kid or a thug. This dude never broke the law or anything, period. He was just aggravated by Hunter first and then Austin, point blank. Okay, so if the coach would have came over there, he would have got up and left. You said Austin is unalive because he broke the law. Where in the video did Karmelo say, touch me and see what happens? That's what they say he said. I don't know what this kid said, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't there, like I always say. The only thing I know that he said for sure is allegedly, not allegedly, he said it's not allegedly, I did it, because he said it in that, the audio that I was watching. Too big, 215 pounds dude like that can easily grab a 130 dude in a bear hug. Two of them can easily move the person out. Well, I know they can, but that doesn't mean that's what they would have done. They probably would have fought him. Those are kids, okay? So they probably would have fought him. And Austin did do something he should have done. I mean, somebody tell you not to touch them, just don't leave their ass alone, okay? And as far as Karmelo, again, let me stress this. I would have to actually be able to see that video. And we probably won't never see it. Maybe 10 years from now, somebody will come up and say, we actually got the footage we're going to show you, or 15 or 20 years, and some of us are not going to be here, okay? Let's keep it real. So the thing is this right here. We will never know exactly what transpired underneath that daggone video. All we can do is guess and go by what these witnesses say, even though they was inconsistent, and go by what, if Karmelo ever talks, if he ever talks, we can go by what he tell us, or if they put Hunter on the stand, if there is a retrial, we can listen to him as well. But we still not going to know exactly what happened unless we can see actual proof, period. Because people do lie. People will say stuff to save, to save their relative or their friend or whatever you want to say. Okay? People don't tell the truth, including kids. If I was on that stand, regardless of the fact, I would tell the truth. I don't want anyone touching me, West Hill, on everything, especially if we are in a verbal altercation. Keep your damn hands to yourself. If I tell you not to touch me, don't touch me. If I tell you touch me and find out what happens, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you're gonna get effed up, point blank, or at least I'm gonna try to f you up. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that. So keep your hands off of me, keep your hands to yourself, and leave me the hell alone. Okay, point blank. So it's simple, it's easy. And if you teach your kids that, they will stay alive. They won't get into altercations. Period. Just because you have a leadership role or some type of role, if people start getting cray-cray, that's when you call someone that's in higher position. And a lot of people have a hard time doing that. And that's why they get themselves unalive, in trouble, incarcerated, and all types of situations. The thing is with Karmelo, I don't feel like those two boys would have nicely pushed him out of the damn tent. They were already aggravated because he would not leave. So they were already getting annoyed with him. So therefore, it wouldn't have been a simple grab him and throw him out. And if they would have grabbed him and thrown him out, he would have got back up and came back trying to, get them back because they grabbed on him. What right do they have to do that anyway? They don't have a right to do that because he's underneath a damn tent. They don't have a right to throw him out of there physically. What are y'all talking about? Keep your hands to yourself. Of course, it has to be basically, I forgot the word I'm looking for. It has to be, according to what they did to you. But we don't know if Karmelo felt like his life was in imminent danger. We don't know that. Okay, you guys are just listening to the prosecution and these witnesses who are going to be biased. The witnesses are going to be biased. And then that city right there is known for, the justice system there is known for racism. Okay, look them up. Look at the cases they have done. The lawyers, all that stuff. The judge, everything. It doesn't mean that you do that to everybody that does it. It just, it just depends on the situation, what happens. The thing is, when somebody telling you, see what happens, leave their ass alone, actually. Is it hard for you to realize that? Just leave them alone. No, the jury found him guilty because the defense attorney didn't do his job 100%. That's why, okay? Just because a jury finds someone guilty, it doesn't mean they are guilty, okay? There are a lot of cases where people have been found guilty, and years later, it's determined that they are not guilty. Right. He sure should have. He would be alive right today. Right. If somebody nicely touching you, it's like, thank you for clarifying that, Jermaine. If someone just nicely touching you, okay, that's one thing. But if you are in an altercation with someone and you are telling them, don't touch me, just don't fucking touch them. It's not that hard. Just don't touch them. I don't know why it's hard for Ashley to realize this. Just don't touch them. I don't give a damn if you put your finger on them. If someone says don't touch them, don't touch them. I tell you what, Ashley, since you think you can just touch on people, I want you to go outside and get into an altercation with someone, right? A verbal altercation. And then you just keep on messing with them until they tell you don't touch them. And then I want you to go ahead and touch them. And I want you to come back and tell me what happens. If you can come back. Because I know you're not going to do that because you already know what's going to happen. Right, that's what I'm saying. He could have easily fell on the bleachers and hit his head, anything. And he probably already knows that. But the thing is, Wesley, I get you. But the thing is, any one of them could have left, okay? Any one of them could have left. There are no policies, no rules that says Karmelo Anthony could not be under the tent. It would be great if he wasn't because it's a rival team, but he doesn't have to. That one witness said that works for the school or something, said it's not a known policy. It's not a policy. And kids go and sit under other teams' tents because they know the other team players, and etc. Okay? So the thing is, any one of them could have left. Not just Karmelo Anthony, but Hunter, Austin, all of them could have left. Right, that's what I'm saying. Any one of them could have left, though. That's what I'm saying. Why does everybody keep saying Karmelo could leave? They could leave too. They don't own that damn tent. Where's the tent now? Somebody else got it, right? And then if they would have left, you know, right now, Austin would be alive. Simple as that. Listen, thought. A lot of people are in their graves right now, or in the hospital, even in jail, because of what they thought. Okay? It doesn't matter. Listen, if he did violate the school's rules, that doesn't stop the fact that he had it. Okay? So therefore, if someone tells you to leave them alone, basically, leave them alone. Simple as that. Then Austin would be alive today. He would be alive, and Karmelo wouldn't be incarcerated. Point blank. That's right. The thing is that this Hunter was already in the verbal altercation with Karmelo. He was the first one there, you know, asking him questions. And then Austin seen that everything was getting out of control, so he comes over there because he's his brother's keeper. You know what I'm saying? He always have his brother's back. Hunter said that out of his own mouth. And so he come over there, instead of him de-escalating the problem, he makes it escalate himself. Okay? So the thing is that none of them did the right thing. Okay? When they came over there to approach Karmelo, if Karmelo acted like he did not want to answer the questions, or if he said no, he's not moving, the proper thing to do is go and get the coach. It's simple as that, you guys, okay? First and foremost, just being a smart ass and say we are already in the argument and you put your hands on me. First and foremost, you're invading my privacy. Secondly, I probably won't ab you, but I'll punch the shit out of you in your face. Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Because if I say don't touch me, I mean don't touch me. Okay, don't do it. You know, like let me see. Have anybody ever told me don't touch them? Let me think. Not really, because I don't be touching people. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. But I have told people to put their hands on me. Okay, so the thing is, it doesn't matter if you simply touch me, if you only lightly touch me. That's what I meant to say, or whatever. If I tell you not to touch me, just don't touch me. Okay, period. Because in all honesty, I just, you know, you're probably gonna get knocked the hell out of, because I don't want you touching me. Now, unless we are playing with each other, that's different. But if we are like in an argument, and I'm like, Ashley, don't fucking touch me, and then you do it anyway, I probably won't pull out a you know what, you know, because we are basically two women, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, we can, as long as you don't got nobody with you trying to jump me, if something pop off, I'll fight you back. You know what I'm saying? But if I say don't touch me, just don't touch me. Simple. Because you got some people that will SHOOT you if they say don't touch you. Okay? Don't touch them, I mean. Of course, but the reason why he put his hands on the you know what is because of everything that was transpiring that encouraged him to put his hands on his back. Okay? So that is escalating it. Okay? With them talking, you know, keep on messing with him. Just leave his ass alone and go get the coach. It's simple. The only person that can keep on talking to you, even when you're mad, is the police. Okay? They do it all the time. Or your parents. You know, somebody in authority. Not no other kid, you know, period. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You don't have to de-escalate shit. All of them should have de-escalated it. Okay? Every single one of them could have done it. First and foremost, they should have never been messing with him in the first place. If he's underneath the tent and you got a problem with it, after you ask him what's his name and that type of shit right there, just go to the coach and be done with it. If they would have did it like Shay's Tube said do it, everybody would be Gucci right now. Okay? If they keep on doing it the way y'all are saying, that's exactly why that one kid is where he is. That's why the other one is where he is. And that's why the other one's going to have flashbacks for the rest of his life, especially if he's the one that started the whole situation with making his brother think he needed backup. And you can't speculate that they wouldn't have done it, okay? It goes both ways. How do you know what they would have done or what they wouldn't do? How do you know that? How do you know they just would have grabbed him and just pushed him? And how do you know Karmelo wanted them to push him out of there? Of course, they probably got mad. Okay, that's why I said egos played a role into everything, you know, because if Karmelo is telling them, I don't know if Karmelo said this, but that's what people say. I don't know for sure. If Karmelo said, I'm nobody, don't worry about my name or whatever the case is, of course they're going to get upset about that. That's why I said the whole thing should have been de-escalated by going to get the coach. I don't give a damn who got the coach. Somebody should have got the coach, whether it would have been Austin Hunter, Karmelo, the other little boy, Eddie, the boy over there standing by the other side of the bleachers. I don't give a damn who would have got the coach. Somebody should have went and got the coach. Okay, somebody should have. It doesn't matter what I think they have in their bag. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Okay. That's why you can't push on people. You can't push them out of no tent. You can't pick people up, because if y'all think you can do that, go out in public and pick somebody up and push them. Get into a little verbal argument with somebody out on the street. I want you guys to push them and then try to pick them up and see what's going to happen. And then come back to my live and tell me what's going to happen. I guarantee you, I can do no, forget the poll. I can walk down the street and ask 10 people. Over here where I live is basically white, so I can go ask 3 white people. I can go ask 3 black people, 3 Latino people, and Asian, 3 of them. And I guarantee you, majority of them are going to say, I'm going to call the police or else, or something else. You pushing on them. People don't want you touching them. But one thing, you're invading their privacy. Okay, you're their personal space, not privacy. You're invading their personal space. You're too close. Okay. Secondly, you don't push no one. I guarantee if you push somebody in public, they're gonna punch you in your damn face, or they're gonna call the police. You can't be pushing on people. I wish I would go outside and push anybody. Hell, I'm not even gonna push my kids. Okay. Kids surrounding one and pushing on him. West Hill TV. What the hell you thought would happen next? Austin was in rage mode. They all were teed off by that time. I don't know what people are talking about. If you think that Austin and Hunter were not bad, something is wrong. It's like Karmelo got bad. One thing I don't like is when people, I don't know, they basically hide behind, I don't know, they just don't tell the truth 100% or something, or just don't realize the truth. The truth is, none of this had to happen. Any one of them could have went and got the coach. Nobody don't need to push nobody out of no damn tent, because you don't own nobody. Okay? If a person do not want to leave somewhere you're asking them to leave from, then let me say this again. You go call the proper person to check the situation out. And in that case, it was the coach. Okay? Or you can call security, but mostly you would probably just call the coach. Listen, so you're going to rest there. You telling me you're going to let somebody push you and you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt when they push you. So another dude come pushing on you, one that you get into an argument with. You're going to give them the benefit of the doubt that It's just a push, and that's going to be it. And you're going to walk away. That's what you're going to do. Because in a peaceful world, that may work, okay? But in a non-peaceful world, the people will unalive you simply just talking to them. I don't know if you would do this, okay? It should be. You got that right, but they bring it. Let's look up this and see how many kids bring weapons to school. Let's see if they got the numbers. What time is it? Let's see. Hurry up. We be on these lives a long time. Hold on, y'all. So kids do say they are more likely to carry a KNIFE. I don't know what a club is, or a club, than a firearm to school. What is a club? What is that? They said male high school students are more than twice as likely as female students to report carrying a weapon on school grounds. Now, teens who have been bullied or face other emotional and social challenges are vastly more likely to arm themselves at school compared to students who are not bullied. 9% of kids reported being threatened or injured with a weapon on school property. 14% of middle school students have reported carrying a KNIFE or club on school grounds. What is a club? I still want to know what that is. And then with high schoolers, let's see, 3 to 4% of them report carrying a weapon. And remember this is the number for kids who tell the truth and report it, okay? Let's see. So a lot of middle school kids carry 14% carry a KNIFE or a club. I don't know what a club is though. I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. You said I don't give a how they took it. When the law says break the law and see what happens, you think lawmakers give a F how we take it? If they ask, if they are kids, then why the WF, what the F is Karmelo being tried as an adult? I know that's right. I think they are kids, so I keep on saying kids as they were. There were multiple people in the tent. That does mean he was surrounded by people ready to attack him. There was no proof of that. You mean that doesn't mean that? And it's not no proof that they wouldn't do that either. Okay? Remember, it goes both ways. I don't care if Austin and Hunter's feelings were hurt. They had no right to touch Karmelo, period. And I agree with that. So this one right here, they got 14% of kids. Well, this is middle school, right? And they got a bunch of articles on it too. So in case y'all don't think that, these kids don't do this, they do. Okay. Some of them even have a GUN at school, which is great. That is a trip. Shit. Yep, that's right. And then you know what you'll be hearing right today? it was self-defense. Okay, that's what they'll be saying. It was self-defense. And Austin or Hunter would not be found guilty. Let's keep it real. It'd just be another black kid. Just like the other kid who they claim got rolled up in that damn mat. You know, get him damn well, he didn't get rolled up in no mat. Okay, that's how it would be, just like that. I told them to go touch someone. I just want them to do it. Someone they get into an argument with. But if something happened, don't say I made y'all do it, because then I'm just telling you should. Let me put this like this. You should probably, go do a what's name? It's an experiment. And I want get into a verbal argument with somebody, just a stranger, and then go over there and push them. The best way to do it is if you're in a store, right? And you tell somebody, get your ass up, get out the store because I don't want you in here, right? And then when they don't leave, you just push them out the door. Some people won't do nothing. It depends on who you push, okay? Well, first and foremost, my kids are grown, okay? If you're talking to me, actually, okay? And they all pretty much doing real good. So they won't mouth off at anyone, okay? That's the first thing. They haven't done it all these years. My son is actually in law enforcement, okay? So he'll be the one, that does something to someone, okay? It would be vice versa if he had to. My daughter won't be doing that because she has a really good career. She has a PhD. She has a really good career. So therefore, she wouldn't be doing all of that. My other daughter is not going to do it either. And these three here are not going to do it because I teach them the right way. So I don't know who you directed that statement to, but I hope it wasn't to me, okay? Because my kids are far from being cocky, okay? Period. What are you talking about, Jermaine? Oh, you said that's okay. The thing about it, you keep on saying the laws. What we're telling you, forget all that shit. What we're telling you is just don't shove no one, because regardless of what the law says, that doesn't stop people from doing something more to you if you shove them. You got that? Okay? And is that going to bring that person back if you shove them and they take out a GUN and start just, pursuing you or abbing you? You don't know what people will be going through from day to day. So you go shoving on some damn body on the street. Majority of the people probably going to be ready to whip your ass or try to. But if you don't believe me, go shove somebody on the street. That's all you got to do. I don't know. They say Karmelo, his defense attorney said he uses that to do something to his shoes. Y'all know I'm getting tired. His things on his shoes. That's what he used it for. I don't know, because I'm not Karmelo. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he knew it was there. If he did know, I don't know. But I just know this: none of this stuff would have happened if only they would have done the proper things. Point blank. Listen, look up how many people got unalive because of hurt feelings, okay? And we didn't say they deserve that. They said this can happen. So teach your kids to leave people alone. Listen, again, I don't know what Karmelo was feeling, okay? I don't know what he was feeling, what he was thinking. And until he talked and say, I can't even really elaborate on this right here, period. Because I don't know what he was thinking or feeling. All I know is this right here. When Hunter came over there and started questioning Karmelo, if Karmelo said he wasn't leaving or anything like that, then Hunter should have went to talk to the coach. Point blank. All this other stuff is irrelevant. They should have just followed what they needed to do. Go and get the coach and let the coach deal with all that, period. Just because a law says, well, if somebody push you, you shouldn't do anything about it doesn't mean people listen to that, okay? Right, he's epileptic. Epileptic. How do you say that? He has epilepsy, okay? So do. That's right, you got that right. Oh, you blocked her? Oh, wow. Okay. You say he's never going to talk? The urban landlord? How do you know he's never going to talk? He may talk. And some people who are not, who are innocent, they do not talk either. Okay? So how do you know he's not going to talk? Because he probably was scared. He probably was scared. And good night, Wet Seal. They felt like they were going to make him say stuff that he did not want to say. You know what I'm saying? He just probably was scared. Or taking stuff out of content. I don't know what he thought. But he probably was scared. And that's why the damn attorney probably told him not to talk, because he get up there and get tricked to saying something. Because you know how prosecution work. They will have you saying shit. If you're not, like, if you don't practice this, you know what I'm saying? If you don't practice this or you get scared, they'll have you saying shit you never even did before. Okay, you never thought about. And that's nothing. Y'all talking about, you're right. Why didn't Hunter testify? Okay, and I'm going to say this too, even with him. Maybe he was scared to testify. You know what I'm saying? Because again, those are kids. You can easily kind of, I wouldn't say really manipulate, but you can get them to say things. You know, unless you practice, you know what I'm saying? Then you may probably be more, less scared. But they probably, were scared to get up on that stand and talk about all this, because Hunter already told 3 or 4 different stories in the interviews he did. But eventually Karmelo will talk, okay? Especially if they get a retrial, if that appeal goes through, and just say they have the errors and what else that defense lawyers are trying to use, then he may get a chance to talk, to testify. By that time, he should have already practiced 50,000 times, while he's incarcerated. With some of those damn prisoners, that's probably his friend. Now, that's them, okay? And they were lying too. Some of them told inconsistent stories. And that's OJ, You don't have to be on trial. They could have still had him up there to tell what happened, what he saw. The defense could have called him up there to tell what he saw. Or, that's right. A lot of times they don't. He may not, if he doesn't get a retrial, he won't need to, right? The thing about it is this right here. We can argue all day about this case. And the thing is, if the defense attorneys prove that there are errors or anything else wrong with that trial, the appeal will go through. And if it does not go through, they probably will go to a higher court until it's, to whatever they're trying to do, they get a chance to do it. And I definitely believe that Karmelo Anthony did not receive a fair trial, point blank. And I don't feel like he intentionally unalived Austin. Okay? I think he actually believed he used self-defense. Period. Well, a lot of kids do that, honey. A lot of kids do that. All right, a lot. Okay. Well, I'm saying I don't know who would have called him up there, but he could have got up there and testified. You know, actually, the prosecutor could have had him up there and tell what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's telling the truth and he would have testified, but he could have told everybody everything that he experienced, and that way they would have had even more. It would have made Karmelo look even more guilty. That's why sometimes they will have, the family member, if that family member was there, testify on stand what they saw. So that's why they would have been using him. And then if the defense would have cross-examined him and his stories, starts changing, you know how when they cross-examine how they do, then that would have showed the jury that, some lies were told. I don't know. I mean, everything is kind of hidden now. You know what I'm saying? I think it's basically, it may have improved some because 20 years ago it was really ridiculous, but it may have improved somewhat. But I still think we have a long way to go. Period. I think I already went over all of that urban landlord, and I'm not going to go over it again. We've been on this live for like how long? 3 hours and 16, I think 16 minutes. So I have already went through that many times, okay? And on other lives, so you may want to check that out and see what I said, because I'm not going over it again. I find it very strange. As soon as y'all block Ashley, this urban landlord creep shows up. Perhaps they are the same person. A lot of people be on social media, and I don't know why they do that. When you block them, they go use another profile name, picture, and everything. And I'm trying to figure out why. Because one thing, if you know Shay's to, unless you show me proof, you're not going to change my mind. Okay? Proof. PROOF. And just because these kids say certain things, it doesn't mean that they are all telling the truth at all. Okay? For one thing, they are basically friends of Hunter and Austin. So of course they're going to cover for him. Okay, for them. Secondly, even some people say black kids, that don't mean a damn thing, because you got a couple of black kids up there who may be friends with Austin or know of them. Okay. I don't believe those kids all told the truth, because all of them were not consistent. Okay. Hunter was not consistent either when he did all his little interviews on social media. All right. And you cannot see that damn video really enough to say what actually transpired 100%. Okay. All of a sudden it's so blurry because it's far away and all this other shit, but yet they can get clear pictures of other things. Okay. And what else? The jury makeup. Okay, that's questionable. All that stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I see. So the thing is, I'm gonna always think, unless it's proven otherwise, for real proven through a retrial or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody magically have cell phone footage and it's released, and I see that damn shit, and it shows that Karmelo just went in his bag and just immediately started having Austin. So until then, I'm going to believe whatever I want to believe, just like you guys should believe whatever you want to believe. All right, point blank. Well, you know what? I'm not asking any white person to have a good relationship with me. Okay, if they want to, they can. If they don't, then so be it. Okay. The thing is this right here, sir, or whomever you are, okay? I'm not going to go back over a whole live again, okay? Because it's like 4:37 a.m. in the morning, and we are about to get out of here, okay? You should have came here a little bit earlier. I'm not going to go over the same conversation over and over again, because I'm not here to try to convince you or anybody else. I'm just telling you what I think, all right? You said it appears to, on the surface, it appears to be a fair trial. Even on the surface, it doesn't. It only appears to be a fair trial to stupid ass people and racist people. Let's keep it real, okay? Because I guarantee you, if the tables were turned and it would have been, you know, vice versa, we wouldn't even be having this discussion, because he would have already been found to commit self-defense. Let's keep it real, okay? And y'all would be sitting right here, if I were to do a live, coming up with damn reasons why he did it, like you do with everything else. And as far as this little thing you said up here, why would any black person want to have good relations with any racist white person? Because I sure as hell wouldn't want to, period. You don't even have to come over here. Take your ass to somebody's page that supports the other people. Point blank. It's just that simple. Because let me tell y'all straight up, I don't look at other content creators except one. All right? And if I don't agree with something he says, and it's more than a couple of times, I don't watch him anymore. Period. Because just like I'm here defending, not really just like defending Karmelo, but basically saying what's right. If you don't want to hear that, then go to someone that would tell y'all bullshit and make up stuff. All right? Point blank. Y'all know good and damn well that entire thing was not right. Let's keep it real. Forget all this bullshit y'all are talking about. Let's keep it real. About, well, he should have left. He should have did this. The thing is, Hunter, when he first approached that kid, and if he did not answer in a nice way, or he seemed like he was agitated, then Hunter should have went and got the coach. Period. Period. Nothing more to say. That's what he should have done. And we wouldn't even be having none of this shit going on right now. Austin would still be alive. Karmelo would be at college. Austin and Hunter would be at college. And the case will be done. All right, point blank. I don't know why you guys don't see that. That's stupid. And then y'all wonder why so many kids get unalive. Some of your kids be into situations and altercations, and some of you guys be in altercations. Because that damn mentality is cray-cray. The thing is, you need to teach your kids when another child or anybody say, leave me alone, leave them alone. When they say don't touch them, don't touch them. And if you be coming over here with your racist shit, go to a white person's page that agrees with you, or some other black person page that agrees with you, and leave from here. Because I'm not asking you to be here. I don't do my channel for views or for money, because I barely make any. All right, I do this stuff because I like to. I've been covering this case ever since it happened last April. I didn't just jump on this this week, last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, or nothing like that. We've been talking about Karmelo Anthony ever since this happened, just like all the other people I talk about, regardless of their race. Just like Kaysen, he's white, okay, and I supported him, okay. So the thing about it, Shay's Tube is going to support whatever she thinks is right, not whatever is black or whatever is white, but what's right. So if you want to be over here and start doing all this black and white racist shit, get your ass away from my channel, or else I will block you. And you're going to have to use another profile name to come over here. And that's on everything. I am not up talking about this case for 3 hours to be hearing some bull crap. Period. Y'all are something else. I really don't understand, though. If someone comes to your live and they don't agree with what you're saying, why do they sit here going back and forth if they are racist? If you're not racist, you just basically have a conversation with me because you just don't agree, that's cool. But if you're racist and you want to start all this shit about this is why white people don't want relations with black people, I don't give two FUCKS about what those type of white people want. Okay, I have white relatives, but they're not racist. Okay, I have white friends, they're not racist. But when you got those racist ones, I don't give two shits. And if I'm not a value hoe, don't come over here listening. It's simple as that. Okay, don't come over here and listen. Just because you say that, it does not make you have value. Okay? Just because you're sitting over here with a fake profile picture and name, it certainly doesn't make you have value. Clearly, you don't have any value. That's why you're over here saying stupid racist shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're doing it. Your shit does not matter. Okay, that's why I don't need you here. I don't need you here, the urban landlord. As a matter of fact, don't ever come back over here. You just like that stupid ass B that was leaving me messages. She probably got shit. She may be posing as somebody else, you know, leaving 1,000 messages at 3 o'clock in the morning because she mad because I'm supporting Karmelo. Y'all are some stupid ass people. You know that? For real, for real. Okay? How are you going to get mad because somebody supports somebody? You got the right one, though, because my ass can get straight up hood. All right? If you want to get like that on everything. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not Karmelo. Okay? The trial was not right, point blank. Okay? Yeah, a bunch of damn messages like a fucking weirdo. Okay, at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was 3 a.m. Every 5 minutes, a stupid ass girl. And if you saw, I don't even want to talk about nothing else about her, okay? But shit, Jermaine summed it up when he put the first message in the comment section. Okay, I'm just leave it at that. She's sitting up here writing all these damn, typing all these messages to me and shit, talking about she a lawyer. I looked the bitch up. She's just a student at a law student. And then talking about people getting welfare and food stamps. And I probably don't work. When everybody knows who listen to me know that I work, I do my lives when I get back home. Okay? And clearly, like I told her in that last audio message, clearly she must be getting public assistance or something. She's definitely getting government assistance, probably, if she's getting financial aid. Okay? So the thing is, people get up here leaving all these stupid ass messages and comments and stuff, but want someone to listen to what they say and to support what they are saying. I'm not supporting idiots, okay? I'm going to be perfectly honest about that. I'm just not. Now, let me read this little comment right here. I don't understand why. Can't understand what don't touch me. I don't know what's wrong with these damn people. Okay? They must want to. That's why I challenge anybody. But don't say I told you to do it, because I'm not telling you to do it in case they do something to you. But if you think that you can just touch people out here, if you are in an argument with them and y'all both, everybody's getting teed off, more power to you. Don't do it and see what's going to happen. I know Shay's tube is not touching nobody if I'm in an argument with him. I'll touch you if we just joking around and kidding. Because, some years ago, the dude took my parking space. I went inside the Walmart. When I got inside there, I was like, you took my parking space. You did. And I touched him, but I was playing around with the dude. I was joking. I didn't go up to him like this. Fuck you touch what the fuck you stole my parking space for? I should slap the shit out of you. I didn't go up to him like that. Or move your car to my daggone parking space right now. I didn't do that. I went in there with a whole different attitude, even though deep down inside I was saying that. And I was joking around with him and I touched him. I put my hand on him and pushed him back. But he knew that I was playing. Just like the dude when we was at Oceanside Park. I mean, not Oceanside Park, Oceanside Beach. a couple years ago, and the white dude ran into my daughter, and that's what he did. He pushed her, and I told my kids we're going to ignore him because he looks like he's a little bit crazy, and I certainly don't want to have to go in my purse, you know, and have to utilize self-defense on his ass when I asked him why he pushed you. I didn't have to say anything to him though. The guy who was behind me, the black guy and the white guy, the black guy approached him and asked him, did he push me? And the guy lied. And he said, no, you're lying. He said, you did push him because I saw you. And then he asked me, did he push me? And I said, yeah, he did. So the thing is, you can't be walking up to people pushing on them, because let me tell you something. If the dude would have walked up to my son, my oldest son, and pushed him, my son would have whooped his ass out there at that Oceanside Beach. Okay, point blank. You don't push up on people, period. Of course, they're not going to say that. All right. Like I said, I'm not condoning that he is the fact that he got out alive. I'm not saying that it's good. What I said that if they would have listened to that boy telling them, don't touch me, leave me alone, basically, Austin would be alive. Okay. And if any one of them would have went to the coach, everybody would be Gucci. It's in California. I call it park at first because y'all know I'm tired, but it's Oceanside Beach. It's out of here in Cali. I'm in Cali. He sure did. And just because Karmelo said your team is ass, so damn what? Maybe he thought the team was ass. Okay. Oh, you live in Chi-Town, huh? Okay, Chicago. Chicago ain't a place to be. I went to Chicago a long time ago when I was a kid. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, so yeah, Chicago wasn't too far from me. I lived in, I'm from Cleveland. I lived in ATL. I lived in ATL for a long time though, you know, for 16 years. And then I moved to Keller, Texas for 5. And then I came out here to Cali. So I've been out here, let me see, for 10 years. No, not for 10 years, for 13 years, almost 13 years. And out of all the places I have lived in, I like it out here the best. I sure do. Yep. Even though, like I said, I think since I've been here, only one person said something to me racist. And it was this white man. I was running across the street and this idiot hollered out the window, run, N-I-G-G-R, run. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I went off that day. I really did. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. That's why I say you can't be out here messing with people because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Certain things ticks people off. You know, you put your hands on them, all bets are off. If you're in an argument, they tell you, keep your hands to yourself, period. And some of y'all are delusional thinking that Karmelo just up and up abbed this kid. What's wrong with y'all? That's why this world's so effed up now. Y'all don't look at stuff the right way. You know, I honestly see a problem with all three of them. Because like I said before, Karmelo could have got up and went and asked the coach, could he stay there? Hunter should have went to the coach in Austin. What's wrong with you guys telling kids to go get an adult? And what you say, I'm going to beat your ass, mean you better unalive me, especially when you are on bleachers with epilepsy, right? I don't give a damn if somebody, listen, let's keep it real. You could be on the ground, okay? And if someone is continuously messing with you and then telling you they're going to beat your ass, I think the majority of the people are going to be like, do it. Only some people are going to just try to get out the situation and walk away. But for the most part, I believe a high percentage of people will probably be like, do it. And some will say, Do it and see what will happen. Or do it and I'm going to beat your ass. Touch me, I'm going to jail. Touch me, we're going to be in one of three places. Okay? Jail, hospital, morgue. Okay? So I don't know too many people that really play that touching him. That's why I don't put my hands on nobody. Nobody. Right, he didn't do it on purpose. It was all on an accident. He didn't even know he did that and stuff. And like I said, as far as excessive force, I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer. And I don't know exactly. I would have to see the video. Like I said before, I would have to see the video to see what actually transpired, or at least hear his side of the story, and then also hear Hunter tell me what he experienced, what he see, because he was there. Why wouldn't he talk? He was there. He initiated everything by asking him to leave and who he was and all this other stuff. That's why his brother came over there to assist him. If only he would have went to get the coach, he would need his brother to assist. You get the coach to assist him, okay, to come over there and solve the problem. I don't even see what the problem was. So what? He's sitting underneath the tent. Eddie invited him over there. That's what they said. That's what he said. He did. He lied at first, and then he admitted. I think that's what happened, But it is what it is, you guys. It is what it is. Point blank. The thing is, I hope that he does get I hope his appeal goes through. I know Jermaine thinks it won't, but I hope his appeal does go through. That's why Jermaine doesn't think that appeal will go through, because y'all know that area right there in the justice system, judicial system, they have a lot of racism going on there. Okay, so the thing is that it just all depends. Put it like that. It all depends. But I hope this appeal does go through, some type of way. I hope it goes through. But if it doesn't go through, they can certainly go through the other processes that I listed the other day. If the appeal does not go through, they can go to higher courts and stuff like that. And they can exhaust all of that stuff, until, they accomplish their goals. Because that boy does not deserve 35 years in prison, okay? He sure doesn't deserve 35 years in prison. Yep, I'm getting ready to get out of here too. I got to get ready to go to bed because I'm going to have to get up and start my day. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks to WowL2323, WowL23. Jermaine, thank you so much for being here like always. I am tired as hell now. Runs, thank you so much for being here. You can tell when I really get tired, I start just saying all types of weird stuff. I'm not going to tell you thank you because you came over here just to start bullshit like a weirdo. Just to start bullshit. So we're going to do this, ban him and delete his fucking comments. Shades Tube did that. Okay? Wet Seal, thank you so much for being here. I think I already told you this. I told you I'm getting tired. Wretch Ringer, thank you for being here. Ashley crazy ass was a hot ass mess. Okay. You know what, Jermaine? She reminds me of the other chick. The one used to come over here when I was talking about Karmelo last year. That's who Ashley reminds me of, okay? See, West still don't agree, but he came over here and we all went back and forth respectfully. This was a hot ass jokey mess right here. This was almost laughable. She clearly don't know Shades to you. How is it nobody seeing him? What? Let's see what else we got. Ashley was a trip. I'm not gonna lie, she reminds me of somebody else. It's probably her. Hold on, let me see. It's a lot of comments on this thing. I try to go through the comment section and tell everybody thank you. I do that. So I did. I think I got everybody. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay too. I got a straight up damn headache now. How is it nobody seeing him get STABBED? Okay. I don't know. All them kids were standing out there and stuff, and nobody. What I'm more concerned with, nobody had their camera, not camera, but their phones out, okay, and videoing it. Y'all know getting down well when it's a fight, kids record, even grown-ups do. So I believe they're hiding many things, okay, because I don't believe not one of those kids got their phones. And I would like to know, even though I don't think it's relevant to the case, because he could have been just throwing away tissue or something, you know. And I would like to know why Eddie. This is one thing that I really truly want to know. I would like to know, why did Eddie call Karmelo over there? And why did he let Hunter know that he knew him, that he was cool? And Eddie also could have went and got the coach. So it is what it is. And you said, how nobody see him get out from a seated position in the chest, right? That is a good question. I want to know, why come they don't have better video footage? That's what I really want to know. It's amazing how anytime something fall on you in the store, or you know, you do something else happens to you in the store, or they don't never have no damn footage, or either it's very blurry, and I wonder why. It's always like that. But I don't know, John. But thank you, John, for being here as well, okay? So I did ban Urban Landlord and remove his comments. So I guess you'll come back underneath a different name whenever I come back on. So anyway, that is it for this live, you guys. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, leave a comment, and hype this video up. If you want to show additional support for the channel, you can feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $ShadesTube, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Now, let me tell you something. This right here goes out to all the racist ass clowns, whether you are black or white, okay? I don't give a damn what color you are. That goes out to you. All the idiots that come over here pretending that they want justice, but they are basically using justice to hide their racism, okay? That's what they do. No shit ain't right, but just because someone is a certain color, they go ahead and agree with it, period. They don't give a damn what happened. They just, agree with certain things because they are racist. That goes out to your stupid ass, okay? And I don't need your type over here. I don't. So stay your ass away from ShadesTube. For real, go to those other content creators who likes to entertain foolishness, because we don't need that over here, okay? Point blank. Thank you, Jermaine. You said, and why did they chase him if they didn't see the app? Reasonable question. Because they did see it. Y'all think they didn't see it? I think some of them did see that. Okay? That's why they was chasing him. Because they did see it. Some of them saw it. All of them probably did, because some of those kids was all the way down you know, on the bleach, they probably didn't see it. But the ones that were sitting up there close to it, I don't see how they could. If somebody is bickering, kids are bickering, you know people are going to watch. You're going to watch. You're going to turn around and look. This little trial, like I said, I believe that it wasn't fair, point blank. Okay? And with that being said, let me take this down. We're going to put this back up here. We support Karmelo Anthony over here. And if you don't like it, then oh well. With that being said, have a blessed night. Who is Carson Young? Who is Carson Young before we get ready to leave? Let me take this. Who is Carson Young, y'all? He's a racist. I'm trying to wait till John come back and reply before I get ready to log off, okay? I'm going to get John. Carson Young is a huge part of the case. He's those bully friends. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then I try not to say nothing negative about Austin because he's not alive anymore. But the thing is that, did I take this? He was one of the adult witnesses who testified that he was at the track meet with his daughters. So he's the bully's friends. Okay. He's a racist. Okay. You got to tell me more about him, Jermaine. All right, y'all. I got to go. I got to get ready to go to bed. At least get 4 hours of sleep. 5, 6. Let me see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least I'll get at least 5 hours of sleep. All right. Good night, y'all. Peace out. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. And if we get any more content or anything else we see and we just want to come over and talk about Karmelo Anthony's case, we will do that. All right? So see y'all then. Have a blessed night. And if you want to, check out my other material here at Shay's Tube or check me out on Pressure Point News with Shay. All right? Good night, y'all. Oh.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shay's too, baby. She back again. Woo! Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, and back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. she want